That's probably good. So here comes the part of the show where I say, "Hi, I'm Trevor, and welcome to Catching Up on Cinema." If you aren't familiar with the program, Catching Up on Cinema is a film analysis podcast wherein we introduce each other to films, expand our cinematic horizons, and, in essence, catch up on our cinema. So it is once again that very special time of the month wherein we do our very special Tales from the Shelf episode. And in joining me today, I have not one, but two guests, one of whom is present at the moment. I have my good buddy, Sean Parker, uh, noted filmmaker Sean Parker, joining me. He's been on the show a
Debatable.
couple of times. Noteworthy in my mind. I have a
Okay.
fucking Blu-ray of a film that you made that I am in, so that counts as noteworthy.
This one,
Yeah.
celebrating
look.
its 15th anniversary this very year. But Trevor is in the best 5 seconds of this film. I
The
think we're both
best
in
5
agreement about
seconds.
that.
I play all the roles. I wear all the hats, all the masks, if you will. I'm in 5 seconds of Coup de Cinema, 15th anniversary. Holy shit! So what is this, a promotional stream? Are we promoting the 15th anniversary of Coup de Cinema?
Yeah, I'm just here to talk about the director's cut I'll be releasing. So, yeah, I don't have any relevant films for the theme this time.
Well, that being said, typically the way that a Tales from the Shelf episode progresses is we have a unifying theme, kind of guiding the conversation. And oh, hey, it looks like we have a incoming message from the big giant head. Hello, big giant head.
The invasion has begun. The invasion has begun.
Yo, B-Rad, how's it?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I just introduced Sean Parker. I should probably finish introducing Sean Parker. Sean Parker is a good friend of mine, personal friend. We went to college together, and he is a actual filmmaker. He's done some things, unlike the other two schmucks in this conversation. So if the subject of, filmmaking and some of the logistics involved come up, some of his insight is going to be coming from lived experience. So listen to the man. He has interesting things to say.
I've seen your WWE stop motion fight movies. They're pretty good, Trevor.
I've seen yours. They are also quite good. Why do you think we're friends, Sean? So yeah, Sean has been on the show a couple of times. I think, about 3 times at this point. We reviewed Fearless, the Jet Li movie. We reviewed Prisoner of War, Scott Adkins film, very important. And most recently, at his insistence, we reviewed Demolition Man, which shockingly we had never reviewed for Catching Up on Cinema. Like, kind of amazing that never happened, but that was a grand old time. It was a blast having you on the show, Sean. Hopefully we can do that more often going forward. But this is his first time on the live stream, so I don't expect a whole lot of chats or nothing. But hey, if anybody's out there who gives a shit, be nice. Sean's a friend. Also, Brad just joined us. Brad is my good buddy from the Cinema Speak podcast, and him not being here made doing the intro a little hard because I slip into autopilot mode. And it's like, oh shit, that thing that I normally say now I can't say because he's not here.
Little stumble there? Was there a little stumble?
Little hiccup, a little bit of a mini stroke. But yeah, Brad has a podcast of his own. It's called the Cinema Speak podcast. I don't know if you've ever listened to that one, Sean, but definitely check it out. I like to say it. Brad's show is just inarguably better than mine.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You were the game master though. Like
if you're looking for stupidity, then yeah, probably maybe I'll give you mine might be better. But if you're looking for actual quality, listen to Catching Up on Cinema.
Okay, well I'll just leave it at that. But Brad is the game master. He comes up with all sorts of very interesting ways of formatting his show. And in fact, he created a movie draft that I am a participant in. Death of Robin Hood came out pretty recently. And we just got a trailer for Werewolf the other day. I think
you're looking pretty sweet right now.
I
Trevor,
think I'm looking pretty good with that. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait
Mhm.
till the end of the fucking year for it because it's December 25th. Like it's a Christmas film, a Christmas picture, a family picture. But yeah, that trailer was like, we're in good hands. So yeah, format. speaking of format, Tales from the Shelf serves as our monthly excuse to talk about movies from our respective collections. You may have noticed in the background here, we've got some movies on our shelves. Sean is obscuring his healthy stack of films. It is there. It is in the room with him, but he's hiding it at the moment. But it is there. He did bring some things for show and tell. But essentially, what we're going to be doing is exactly that: show and tell. Just kind of go around in a circle, share some movies on theme. And this month's theme was kind of just arbitrarily selected. Maybe you could spin it as like a cross promotion with Disclosure Day coming out a few weeks ago. We're a little late and it didn't do so hot as far as I know. So we're going to talk about aliens. We're going to talk about alien films. So, being as I am the host and being as Sean Parker is our venerable guest, hey, Sean, you want to dive into the path of that oncoming bus and be the first one to share one of your alien pictures?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm going to start off with what might be the only actual alien movie that I have on Blu-ray. It's Galaxy Quest.
Yo,
Nice.
This is a longtime favorite of mine ever since it came out in theaters. It just fully won me over long before I became a Trekkie. Like I grew up watching Star Trek 'cause my parents had Deep Space Nine on, and it was fine. I didn't really get it, but I loved Galaxy Quest, and now I love Star Trek. So it's just I just think it's a little marvel of a movie, something that you can enjoy regardless of your familiarity with what it's sending up. Just a grand old time.
yeah, I can vouch for everything you just said, Sean, because I too was not a Trekkie, nor was I familiar with most things Star Trek at the time I saw that film, and yet I enjoyed every facet of it. Like I thought it was a blast. The writing is so sharp, and the performances. Everybody shows up. Like that
Oh
was the
yeah.
movie that kind of like, aside from say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was kind of the movie that told me Sam Rockwell is like somebody to keep an eye on because he's hilarious in that. But like every member of the cast is terrific.
Who did
But
he
yeah,
play in
that
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
regular or menthol. That's who he played in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's just some teenage goon with the dirtiest T-shirt you've ever seen in the Foot Clan lair, and
Wow.
he's handing out cigarettes to the kids.
Wow.
That's all he
Was,
does.
is that like his debut as an actor?
It could have been. I mean, you and I had talked about Jack Black when we talked about Demolition Man. How like
Uh-huh.
Jack Black's been at it a long time. Like
Mhm.
young chubby Jack Black was on many screens prior to his like emergence as like a comedic presence in like the 2000s. Like he did like Never-Ending Story sequels and things of that nature. But Sam Rockwell, like
Similar
a lot
regrettable
of them.
things.
Yeah, things you got to do. But yeah, Galaxy Quest I think got a 4K release within the past couple of years.
That's right. And a documentary that I have been really keen to
Mm.
see as well.
Yeah, do you think you would make the upgrade to get access to that? Because I don't actually know if it would be included on the disc or if it's a separate production.
I think it's a separate thing. I don't know if it's a streaming thing or disc or what exactly, but I gotta find out because I love me some Galaxy Quest.
It's so quotable. Like there's
Yeah.
just so many wonderful quotes, and Alan Rickman is just wonderful. I mean, it's so hard to not preface everything you say in your life with "by Grabthar's hammer." Like it just makes everything sound better.
It is one of his very best performances in a career of amazing performances.
Yeah, it's layered. Like it's very subtly layered in some really fascinating ways. And in fact, I think there's like some like cut scenes, like cutting room floor scenes that actually like add even more to him.
Mm.
But yeah, that delivery of "by Grabthar's hammer, what a savings!"
Savings.
It's magnificent. Just
Oh yeah.
you can feel his soul oozing out of him.
Oh yeah. No, I've never seen an actor more convincingly tell me without saying directly that he's about to slit his wrists right there and then.
Yeah, I just I've rewatched Brad, you'll be happy for me. I picked up the 4K, the Arrow 4K of Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, Brad and I both are Arrow enthusiasts. Even if the movies suck, which I don't love Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. Like a lot of people do.
65% of them do, the Arrow releases. Yeah.
A lot of the movies aren't the best movies, but fuck, the packaging is snazzy. But anyway, Alan Rickman, have you seen Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, Sean?
Yeah, I think all the way through. I was pretty young. I think my grandma had it on VHS. So yeah,
See,
another
that's
Alan Rickman, great performance.
that's the appropriate time to watch that movie, though. See, I got to it, I think, a little bit too late. Like I was probably just out of middle school. I was probably like just getting into high school or something when I saw it. But like my friend Kyle, who was my regular co-host on Catching Up on Cinema, he adores that. Like he and his brother just fucking love that movie, and I'm just like, aside from Alan Rickman, I'm not seeing it, man. Like every time I watch it, like it gets like an extra 0.2 star bump every time I watch it, but it's like it's gonna take a few years for it to get.
You're working your way up there.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while to force feed a 5-star out of this guy.
What star rating are you at right now? Let's do the math. How many more watches do you need to get it up there?
I'll actually grab the visual aid, but Brad, if you have your Letterboxd handy, I should have logged it. I actually did my homework this time. Do you have Letterboxd, Sean?
I do. I got pressured by a friend to join it pretty recently.
See, if you were friends with Brad, you would have been pressured years ago.
Yeah. I got I'm up to 13 years of logging on there. You gave it a 3, Trevor, so I'm not going to do the math, but 0.2, if we're at a solid 3.0, we'll just say, and then 0.2 for every watch. Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
But if you watch it 10 times, it cannot be improved upon, basically.
Yeah, it will reach the pinnacle of cinema, and then the heat death of the universe will consume us all, and we can forget everything about it. But Brad, how about you? Like Galaxy Quest, what are your thoughts? Like any memories associated with it?
Yeah, I remember watching it when I was I don't know what age I saw it, but fairly young, probably young to the point where I'm not a Star Trek fan now, but I'm sure I watched it when I had so little connection with Star Trek that I kind of just took it as a sci-fi comedy and loved it on that note. And Sean, I was kind of curious, since you kind of have been in both camps, do you have a greater appreciation watching it post Trekkie, or is there anything in there that rubs you the wrong way as a fan now?
Let's see. When was the last time I saw it? Probably a few years ago. I don't actually think that my view of it has really changed. It's just I love it just as much as I did the first time I saw it. There's a little bit more appreciation for kind of like the deep cuts that they have in there, and the way that it really does like pay respect. Like it's not just a parody that's going to be punching low and making fun of what it's sending up. It like is in love with what it's sending up, and so that's always really nice to see. But
you know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me there are certain comedies where they're a great comedy, but the genre that they're working in, like you could genuinely take out the comedy and still have a great sci-fi film in there. And it kind of in the vein, I'm sure there's better examples, but like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz kind of thing, where those are great horror / action movies on their own, but they also happen to be comedies and somewhat parody-ish of the genres. Like Galaxy Quest kind of feels like right in line with those.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason that it's often like lumped in with like the fan rankings of the best Star Trek movies, and it like always consistently places very high.
I mean, it's such a well-rounded movie, and it does stand alone. Like that's I think part of like the more universal aspect of its charm is that it doesn't require any foreknowledge of any of the Star Trek tropes and all that, or details and things of that nature. Like there's certain deep cut things, like you said, Sean, that maybe help like hammer home a point or like make a gag like have an additional layer to it that just makes it all the more funny. Like the red shirt gag with Sam Rockwell's character is a Star Trek trope that it's a Star Trek trope, but it's also like a well-known one. And again, I never had watched an episode of a Star Trek show going into that film, and yet I knew about red shirts, I knew about tribbles, I knew about Captain Kirk's shitty martial arts and him, always having his clothes get torn and stuff like that. I didn't need any hand holding. I just, through cultural osmosis, I came in armed with just enough understanding to appreciate all that. And yeah, really, it can't be emphasized enough. It's just a good film. Like it really has an earnest quality to it overall, and it's also a handsome production. Like it's not a cheap film either. Like Stan Winston showed the fuck up and made some pretty awesome animatronics and creatures and stuff, and all the effects work. Like all the CGI, like spaceship effects and stuff, look on par with anything else that was in theaters at the time. So it had a lot of enthusiasm behind it, and I'm glad we have
it. Shows.
It does. Yeah. It really does. But yeah, thanks for sharing that, Sean. So, hey, Brad, looks like you're next up in the rotation. We'll go clockwise, I guess. Well, so, hey, buddy. He didn't come prepared.
I just
no, Brad always comes prepared.
I have a huge pile here, and the first one that I wanted to talk about, of course, I grabbed it off the shelf first, so it was at the bottom of the pile. So I had to lift, but okay. Now I don't know if you guys mentioned this in the intro, but for me, I mean, you guys are welcome to interpret this aliens, theme any way you want, but I kind of specifically focused on. Maybe alien invasions isn't the right term, but kind of like a first contact sort of thing. Not like I'm not using movies where we're in a world where aliens are already established. So Galaxy Quest actually fits because, the cast of that show, they are unaware of, alien life outside of their planet. But for me, my probably personal favorite alien invasion movie would be M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. Which
Snickus. Nice.
I know is to some people controversial, but I love this movie, and I'm sure I've talked about it at Tales from the Shelf before. I think we talked about it maybe when we did our music, like favorite scores.
We did we do a full length episode on that for Catching Up on Cinema? Yeah,
I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
But specifically in terms of the alien invasion aspect, I love how this feels so real for this family. Like if this was actually happening, I truly feel like this is how a lot of people would go through it. Just like at home, bunkering down, watching cable news, not really have any idea what the hell's going on. And it feels very real, and it feels very authentic in that regard. I love the dinner scene, the idea of cooking your last meal potentially and everybody having their favorites. And what can be said about the iconic scene in, is it Brazil where the news footage comes out of? I don't know. That's embarrassing.
I think you're right, Brad. I
hope it's Brazil. So I've seen this movie conservatively 97 times, and I can't remember what country it is, but that scene is still chilling to this day, and I love the movie.
Yeah, no, Signs is terrific. I've shared this story tons of times, so I'll just skim over it really quick. But a good friend of mine who's going to be showing up to my wedding, very, very excited about that. He went to Evergreen, Sean. So a former Evergreen student. Anyway, he saw Signs in like the most extraordinary way, in that it was just like there was a rainstorm or something going, and he was like driving down like the highway, and he just went into the theater to be out of the rain, basically, and he had never heard anything about it. Like he saw the name on the marquee, he didn't see a poster, he never saw a commercial, he didn't read any reviews. He just walked into Signs, and he was like, whoa, like this is a fucking movie. Like this is a fucking film. So for him, like that kind of like started a trend for him of like seeking out like blind viewings of films. Like he likes to be surprised. Like it's something that he found himself seeking. But yeah, Signs is great. Very funny too. like for as well as the tension is handled throughout and like the realism aspect of the presentation of things, so many like laugh out loud moments. Like I Am Insane with Anger is fuck. Is that not on either of our soundboards, Brad?
I don't. It's not on mine. That's one that needs to be added, man.
I Am Insane with Anger.
That, yeah.
That's one of the best. And also the dinner scene, like just like I mean, it goes through layers. It actually becomes very poignant and touching. But there's that beat where he starts stuffing his mouth, and then he starts crying. It's like, this is very human. But initially, it's very funny and off-putting. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Signs. I haven't kept up with M. Night Shyamalan the way you have, Brad. Like you're a Shyamalan head. Like I'd call you.
Through thick and thin, I'm there by his side, and there's been some. Which one's the bad, thick or thin? Actually,
I don't actually know, but his stock has been highly volatile over the years. But I think it's actually kind of neat because, like, if you commit, you commit. Sean, you haven't talked to Brad before, but Brad commits to the bit. If there's a bit to be committed to, Brad commits, and Shyamalan is a bit, a lifelong bit.
Yep, he's my boy. He's my boy.
Yeah, through the visit, through everything, through the ups and downs. It doesn't matter. He is committed. He is pot committed. But
I think a lot of it stems from Signs. I saw that in the theater, and it was kind of a formative experience for me. And I watched it all the time and got the DVD, and just it's been a huge film of my life, and I continue to love it.
Okay, Sean, have you seen Signs?
From the blank look on my face, you may have surmised that it's one of the early Shyamalan films that I have skipped. I've been wanting to see it, but yeah, for some reason, I saw Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, The Village, no Signs. So I'll have to fix that.
You're saving the best for, like, you'll be on your deathbed and you can watch Signs and end on a high note for Shyamalan. That's what you're doing. You're saving the best for last.
No, I'm gonna do The Happening right before I die.
Yeah. Put yourself out of your misery and just end it right there.
So many words of wisdom about hot dogs in that film, though. Like, there are lessons to be learned from The Happening. Yeah, Brad, would you put Signs above Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense?
Well, I will say it's been a long time for me for Sixth Sense. I would say Unbreakable is my number 2, but Signs is still my number 1. I think it's just it for me, in my personal taste, it does obviously lean more into the horror elements, which I like. But I do think the emotional elements work really well for me there too. And I've said it for a long time, like, say what you will about faith-based movies. There's a lot of really hokey bad ones out there. Not that I've seen them, but from what I can tell, in terms of a movie about faith and religion, Signs is actually a surprisingly good one, without getting too preachy or anything like that. Like, it's just a very strong element of Mel's character. Ironically.
Yeah, it
they
feels
didn't go full Gibson with it.
Yeah.
He was insane with anger in characters. No, it's woven very organically into the story. It's not like, was it Knowing, the Nick Cage movie or whatever?
Oh yeah.
That's not great premise, but oof, execution.
I need to see that one again. I think I was clouded by Roger Ebert's 4-star review the first time I saw it.
I think a lot of people were, but I think that was like Alex Proyas. I think
I
think that was The Crow and Dark City guy. Noted asshole as far as I've heard. But also kind of like very fascinating trajectory for a director, because Gods of Egypt, I think, was him. Like, that's a movie that maybe needs to be reviewed for this podcast at some point, because I've not seen it, but especially in retrospect, it's like, what in the fuck was this, and how did it happen? Like, especially when
Yeah.
you look at the components in it, it's because like Chadwick Boseman is gone now. He's in that film. And it's like,
Oh,
you got him, you got okay. Like that was a star to hit your wagon to, and to get him for Gods of fucking Egypt. Sure. But yeah, Sean, I would encourage you to seek out Signs.
yeah.
I think it's a really solid film,
I'm
and also
sold.
Brad and I didn't really spoil much of it for you. All you know is that Mel Gibson is angry in a film.
Oh, okay.
This is a surprise.
As long as that happens within the first act, you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we didn't mention the alien stuff too much in Galaxy Quest, but did you have a favorite critter or whatever in Galaxy Quest, Sean?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be the whatever they're called, all the people that they're interacting with and helping. They look humanish, but they're shapeshifted, and they're normally like weird tentacle blobs, but in their human form, they're just so endearing and awkward and hilarious and lovely. Yeah, peak alien characters in my book.
Yeah, they scratch an itch when it comes to like having character interactions where it's just like they have that absolute sincerity and just I love that, like the kind of the core thread of like the narrative like progression with them is that they don't understand lying. They don't understand deception. And that's what makes them vulnerable, but it's also what makes them so very endearing.
Yeah, they also seem constantly terrified. Like they're just barely keeping it together and like putting on a good face and just grinning through the terror, and that's hilarious too.
I think those characters like play even better today than they did like when the movie came out. Like I think there's a lot going on there that is easy to appreciate and is really interesting to watch play out, and also hilarious in a very charming way. And
Yeah.
I like the dynamic between them and all the human characters. They bounce off of each other in really really interesting and fun ways. I liked the villain. I forget his name off the top of my head, but his
I want
his
to say
design.
Saris or
It's
something
Sarek,
like
I
that.
think.
Sarek.
Something consonantive and harsh. I think it might be like Sarek or something. But some of his line deliveries are just like that like refrain of commander. It's terrific. And just the animatronics are great. Like it's that great era where it's like we're using and abusing CGI and have been for a few years now. But like the old masters of animatronics and stuff like Stan Winston have access to like the most technology and money that will ever probably be available to them. So you get some really good stuff out of those players. Anyway, I figured we should spotlight the alien business, being as that's the topic. Okay, so
get it while you can out of me, because I'm not going to be able to talk about very many more aliens in this stack of films behind me. I'll tell you that.
Hint, Brett. There may be some fudging of the rules.
That's all right. That's okay. I'll allow it for Sean, not for Trevor. Trevor, I will lay the hammer down.
Careful with that. Careful with that, Brad. And anytime I hear that's all right, that's okay, I always think of American movie. It's all right. It's okay. There's something to live for. Jesus told me so. You said 2 words. You said 4 words, and I hear a whole ass paragraph.
Put that on your soundboard too.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Okay, well, ball is to me, and I'm sorry, I got a bit of a. I don't think many people love this movie. I know I don't, but I appreciate. I appreciate its purity. So I have in my hand here I believe it's definitely a Sony 4K. I remember because when the movie came out, or at least the trailer came out, people were making connections, revolutions about what the movie might secretly be. So I have here Daniel Espinosa's life.
Mm.
Wow, that is really hard to read with the structure of that cover. Yeah, it's kind of a star-studded international cast in this one. This features First Contact, something Brad mentioned. A lot of his picks are going to be kind of highlighting or spotlighting. This features first contact between humanity and extraterrestrial life in the form of like a microorganism that is found, like harvested and researched on the International Space Station. And merry mishaps ensue, and it essentially turns into Ridley Scott's Alien. But the devil is in the details, and the details in this one, I think, are executed quite well for the most part. It hits a bit of a wall, maybe two-thirds of the way through, largely because like why I'm drawn to this movie is like two major elements. One is tension. I think this movie handles tension really well. There's a couple of kind of like knockout sequences in this that in the theater especially like really grip you, and it has this like prolonged sustained beat of tension that really has you guessing exactly what the ultimate outcome of the scene is going to be. And I'm always a big fan of letting set pieces breathe. Sean Parker and I will probably be talking about Cradle to the Grave at some point in the future. I don't know exactly when, but if you're not aware, Cradle to the Grave has a nasty habit of cutting back and forth between like 4 different concurrent events. Anytime
Suffocating its set pieces, so to
yeah,
speak.
it completely suffocates its set pieces because it's like all I want to see is Jet Li punch Tito Ortiz.
They must have like just walked out of a screening of The Phantom Menace and were like, that finale, man. Let's take every lesson we can from that and emulate that in our action.
That's what everybody fucking forgets about that lightsaber duel. We do not live in that lightsaber duel. We are jumping
No.
between 3 or 4 other things that are happening.
We
none of
see
which
just as much as Jar Jar Binks as we do of Darth Maul in that finale. And that's
yes,
just
and
ridiculous.
it robs, it suffocates the tension of each of those individual things by bouncing all over the place. It's frustrating as all get out. This movie does a very good job of it's set in an isolated location, so you don't have a lot of latitude when it comes to jumping around your environs to cut to concurrent events or whatever. But yeah, the sustained tension in this is very appealing to me. I really enjoy that. Daniel Espinosa, I don't think he's like a one to watch or anything, but I think he did Safe House. And that's like an underseen espionage thriller. It's like a spy film. I think it takes place in South Africa. I enjoyed that. I thought that was done pretty well, but I don't think I never really hear people talk about it, but I like that. And I like this well enough. But the second point that I was going to mention is I have a fascination with like creatures in cinema. And one of my favorite things in watching creature features is getting to know the thing through observing it. And this movie does that very, very well up to a point. And then we stop making observations and it becomes more of like a tooth and nail, just like tension, nail biting thriller. And we stop learning more about the thing. And that's when it starts to get a little bit more dull. Because the thing, like the novelty up to that point is that the thing keeps surprising you. Where it's like, oh, fuck, I didn't know it could do that. And then the characters have the same reaction where they're like, oh, fuck, I didn't know it could do that. And it stops surprising you. And the movie suffers quite greatly as a result of it. It does arguably stick the landing with the ending. I did quite like the ending of this. I thought that was handled really, really well, but it felt like somebody knew that and kind of lost the plot a little bit in the lead up to it, where they kind of like started with the ending and then filling in the blanks. They skipped from like they went A, B, F. And it's like there's a lot of letters you missed there, buddy.
I mean,
like
look at the quote on the cover there, Trevor. Do you agree? You will not. What does it say? You won't see the ending coming.
An
or
ending
something?
you will never see coming.
Never see coming.
It's not that good of an ending. like you'll probably suss it out before it lands, but I don't think it diminishes the impact.
Sean, have you seen this?
No, I remember the trailer and thinking it looked interesting. But I'm just not really one for I'm not an alien horror aficionado. So There's a lot that I have to catch up on in that whole subgenre.
I just feel like we don't have to do it now, but it would be an interesting experiment. I bet you if we gave you 10 options, if you wrote down 10 potential endings for this movie, I bet you would be able one of them would be right. I bet you never see the ending coming. No, I think you can I think you can figure it out knowing nothing about the movie.
You have a few minutes to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we are doing the thing where we're cutting back and forth between things that are happening parallel to one another. And like I said, I don't think it robs it of its impact, but I do think it's an overstatement to say that you would never see coming. It's like, no, the movie's kind of trying to tell you.
It's also
might
not
wanna-
like necessarily like that much of a positive comment out of context either.
I mean, that's the other thing about the film. That's ultimately the story of life. Is that it's the story of life. It's a bit of a wet fart. It's like that's life in a nutshell. No, the movie isn't that well regarded or beloved, even by me. I have it on my shelf. I've seen it twice, and I enjoy it. But it does hit a bit of a wall. Some characters start to make some questionable narrative decisions where it's like, I don't think that. I don't think a person would actually start thinking that way or start doing those things. But those handful of sequences, I think, are done quite well. And also the monster is fascinating for as long as it continues to evolve. When it becomes more static in its development, then it's not quite as interesting. But as it continues to change and present new abilities and forms, that was kind of compelling. And it is kind of a unique design. I'm glad we have a creature feature that has a critter like this, because you kind of needed a substantial budget in order to do some of the things that they wanted to do with it, to do them well anyway. And I thought that aspect of it was handled pretty well. And I'm always a sucker for something that's a little unique, because the monster in this is a little unique. Like, it's not the most compelling thing, but I struggle to like point to another film that has something exactly like it. So it's glad we have it. That's why I decided to share it. Is because Brad and I have been doing this exercise for a long time now, and there's a lot of movies that we can hold up every month if we want. But every once in a while, it's fun to dip into some different shit. But that being said, hey Sean, it's your first time on the live stream, and apparently we have some alien adjacent films or something in your stack there. So hey, how about you share the next one?
Okay, yeah, we're in movie 2 and we're already in definite reach territory. But this one, I'll let it slide. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. We have dimension hopping. We have alternate versions of oneself, some very foreign, including having hot dogs for appendages. So that's alien enough, I think, for it to count today. It's certainly all downhill from here in terms of relevance. I love this movie. I know that it's kind of a bit of a generic opinion to have, given that it was beloved by vast amounts of people, won Best Picture, got so much love that it became cool to hate it for some terrible reason. I think this is fucking great. This movie made my life better. It hit at just the right time to like make me hopeful about film and art again and appreciate life. It's just so much fun. So I can't say enough good things about this, but they've all probably been said a billion times in the last few years. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
Well, I'm gonna pitch it right back to you because one, I'll just throw it out there that I actually haven't seen it. I know I need to. Sean's face kind of says everything.
It's got the best like spirit of Jackie Chan fight scenes since Jackie Chan's heyday, I think. So you gotta check it out.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it, but obviously I'm aware of it because Ke Kwan is in there, and the Marshall Club guys are in there. Brad and I actually just had an opportunity to talk about them.
We talk about that every time we hang out, Trevor. I just assumed you had seen the movie, man.
No, I actually haven't. I even have a fiance who has asked to watch it a few times. So
Oh.
she doesn't ask to watch that many movies, so it's kind of on me to like that we haven't
Like,
done
has
that
she
yet.
she's seen it already, or she wants to watch it for the first time with you?
No, she wants to watch it for the first time. But
Oh, wow.
even still, it's kind of rare that
Something's
she's
up.
the one. I know.
Something's up with this guy. What is he's got a bone to pick with this movie?
I have a problem sometimes when it comes to the things that I'm most anticipating. Like I'm so good at delayed gratification that I'll
I get
just
that.
delay forever. Like what was it?
I get that.
The first raid movie. I was the guy who was telling my friends about that, but I
You
ended up
were. I remember.
yeah, and I ended up being one of the last people to see it, honestly.
Holy
Like
crap.
like even some of my friends who weren't martial arts fan, like just people that I would talk at incessantly about my interest, they saw it and they told me about it, and it took a few years actually for me to get around to it. And that's kind of a
Wow.
recurring thing is like I'm not especially hasty sometimes when it comes to things that I'm actually really, really hyped about. I don't know what that is, but I don't know how to unpack that right now. But Sean, what was it you'd say that the movie gave you? Like, because you said it hit you at kind of like just the right time, and it gave you something.
It's just like the cinematic equivalent of a hug, and a really convincing one. And yeah, okay. Look, I covered this. I went in saying that this is not an actual alien movie and it stretches relevant. This is the best I can do at this point. So you're going to be very disappointed in the films to come.
Yeah, your
captain speaking,
Your
MK1.
captain speaking is Levi. He's kind of been my regular co-host as of late. And yeah, Levi, Sean asked to be on the show, and we found a way to get him in here. He actually might have to dip before we even finish, but I'm just glad that we were able to slip him in. But when I told him the topic was alien films, he was like, "Oh, that's going to be a problem." so just so you're aware, Levi, we're all aware that Sean came in ill prepared, but we're just happy he's here. Anyway, what did Everything Everywhere All at Once give you?
Hope. And I don't know. It just kind of made me go, oh, these are filmmakers that care so much about humanity as a whole and wanting to impart like good feelings that their viewers of this film can take home with them and feel a little bit better about the world. It's evident in every facet of the film, and I think they succeeded. So I highly recommend it. But if you take your time and save it for a rainy day, that's also a great way to go. So
okay, Hope. It's funny. Like there are movies like that. Like I mean, there's so many movies, but there are some of those special movies that like find you at exactly the right time, like give you something that you needed.
yeah.
You got Hope out of that one. There's a semi-obscure Jake Gyllenhaal movie called Demolition that it didn't give me hope, that's for sure. But it did give me an outlet, and it did maybe give some comfort, I guess. Like my grandmother had passed, and that was kind of yeah. My girlfriend had broken up with me, and my grandmother had passed, so I was like in a state of needing to grieve in some fashion.
Mhm.
And Demolition, not Demolition Man.
That movie would give me hope. That always gives me hope.
That would help. Like that always helps. Like that anytime. You don't need an excuse to put on Demolition Man.
No.
You need to pick me up or whatever. You need help making a bowel movement, put on Demolition Man, and it'll give you some inspiration with the 3 seashells. Anyway, Demolition is about grieving and all that. And it's kind of a brutal movie to get through. It's not like in terms of like gore or violence or anything, but it's heavy, like bears down on you in a way that was kind of like a pressure or a pressure release kind of that was needed at the time. So I'm glad you got Hope out of that one. And also I've just heard it's an excellent movie that kind of has a little bit of something for everyone. I've not seen any of the Daniels's films, but was it Swiss Army Man? Was that them too, Brad?
Yeah, that was their previous film.
Have you seen that one, Sean?
I have not, but I feel like I'm. I love what I have seen of it.
Okay.
The trailer had me completely sold. I feel like I kind of seen a lot of the movie just from seeing that and reading about it. But it looks like a blast.
It looked very charming.
Hmm.
And it looked like it was just directed with a really even hand. Like every aspect of it looked really sharp and well presented. But Brad, you've reviewed Everything Everywhere All at Once, I presume. I mean, it was the Oscar darling.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about it on our show. It was one of my favorite films from that year. It did. I really liked it on an initial viewing, but it really was for me on a rewatch where everything kind of clicked even better. And
Mm.
I do like all the, interdimensional sort of stuff, the different timelines and that sort of thing. But for me, I do kind of think that the just relationships with the family, the three main characters, is what really works the best. I love the just relationship drama at the center of it, to the point where it's like, all the sci-fi stuff is great and I do really like that, but what I think really makes the movie is the relationship between husband and wife, mother and daughter, that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that stuff is all great.
Oh yeah, that's the backbone of it all. It's like everything that's sci-fi and fantasy and action in the movie is like, what if we just took the most creative, wacky metaphors we could about like presenting and healing a fractured family, and the whole everything is in support of that. And it
Mhm.
works so great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember there was it Stephanie Shu, I think? Like a younger gal in the cast that like got like heaps of praise put on her. Like I heard she was
Mm-hmm.
excellent in it. Has she parlayed that into anything else? Because other than like was it the Fall Guy, I think? Like she has
Oh
like I think
yeah.
like 5 seconds of screen. She's in that movie. And I hate to say it, but it feels like she's green screened into that movie. Because I think like all of her contributions are in the cab of a truck and poorly green screen. So it could be that she was like a late acquisition or something for that production. But like has she gone on to like do anything else?
Looks like she was in the Wild Robot. But that's about
That's
all I'm seeing
that's a
post.
voice role, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I
That's
think
And
she
The
was
interesting.
Oscar
Simpsons.
nominated for this movie. What's going on?
Yeah, no, she was like one of the shining stars of the thing. It's
Yeah.
like everybody was like, she's great. But yeah, I hadn't heard her name since, and it's only just because David David Leitch movies live rent free in my mind that I was able to remember she was in that. His next one's out soon. Somebody in the draft has that one, right?
Yeah,
How
it's
to
funny.
Rob a
There's
Bank.
there's two movies with like robbing a bank in the title, or at least like bank in the title, and I keep getting them confused, and I keep like quadruple checking and making sure they're not the same movie, and they're not. There's How to Rob a Bank and Four Kids Walk into a Bank, but both
Oh
are
no.
classics.
So it's a
Two
Deep
different
Impact
movies.
Armageddon or Dante's Peak
Yeah,
versus Volcano. It's the
yeah,
bank
yeah.
robbery summer.
Mhm.
Got it. Eh, Sean Parker, have you seen any of those aforementioned disaster films? Natural disaster films.
Oh, sorry, which ones?
Deep Impact, Armageddon, Dante's Peak, Volcano.
I think I've seen several chunks of Dante's Peak. I don't think I've seen anything from the rest. That's another genre that I'm extremely just not well versed in. Like, I think I've seen 20 minutes of Twister. Um, yeah, no, never really been like a disaster movie
I had
devotee.
a feeling just based on our conversation about Demolition Man. Like I had a feeling there was a similar gap there in just like cultural knowledge. Um, to your credit, if you're gonna pick any of those, like Dante's Peak would be like the most pure and I think most enjoyable of them to commit
Mm.
to watching. Armageddon is just fucking bonkers. Like Armageddon is worth your time for as crazy and trashy as it is a fucking roller coaster. Like it goes some wild places.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, so like parallel to like traditional like large scale action cinema, disaster cinema of the 90s might be worth looking into just because there was a good like half decade plus of that. Like there was a disaster movie revival when I was a kid, and so like we were just inundated with these fucking films.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, so Brad, I think that's enough on Everything Everywhere All at Once. But what is your next pick, sir? What's your next alien pick?
Well, I was looking at my letterbox list with Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I was like, where did I rank that in my top 10 list of that year? And I put it at number 2, my second favorite film of that year. Funnily enough, my number 1 is an alien movie. So I gotta grab that. I gotta grab that one. Both from the same year.
What could it be?
Jordan Peele's Nope.
Oh, nice.
Which I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with this for spoilers' sake, because kind of Trevor, what you were saying with your buddy in Signs, not that I didn't know what this movie was going into it, but there's a lot in the back half of the movie that they kind of leave out of the marketing when this was coming out, and they kind of hide some key details. And watching this movie in a theater kind of blew me away with where it went. Basically, this isn't an original thought, but you go into this movie thinking you're getting Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You actually get another Steven Spielberg movie, which is a Spielberg movie that I love even more. Kind of. Trevor, do you kind of know what I'm saying with that?
It may be visually apparent on your webcam feed right
Yeah.
now. In fact. For the people who are only listening, we'll just we'll keep that under our hats.
Yeah. But I think it's my personal favorite Jordan Peele movie. I think all of his movies so far have been good to great. But I think this one is so far it's his masterpiece. I just think it's his most ambitious. I think visually it tops his other films shot by Hoyt van Hoytema. I think it looks amazing. I love what it builds up to. There's some great big standout set piece moments in here, and it is just a movie that it kind of feels like it was made. Sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, that feels like it was made for me. Like I feel like I'm in the Truman Show and they engineered that movie for me, and this was one of them. Because this was checking all my boxes. I love it.
Yeah, I think I've heard some people around me say that it didn't quite land for them, but I'm not among those people. Those are people around me, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
I think like the general consensus with most people is that it's his worst movie. Like,
yeah,
that's the vibe I
get.
get.
That. Like a lot of people didn't have the best reactions to it, and again, everybody's entitled to have their own opinion. I watched it with my fiance, and we both thoroughly enjoyed it. I was really into it. Like every time more layers got peeled back, it pulled me in deeper. I was like, this is working. Like actually, like the early goings were when I was the least engaged. Like because I didn't have the same enthusiasm, I think, as some other folks did. It's like Jordan Peele had such a reputation going in that I think had that Shyamalan kind of factor going in, where it's like, I don't need to know what this is. I'm going because I want to know what it is. For me, I didn't really have that enthusiasm. I was like, I really liked Get Out, but I didn't absolutely love Get Out, and Us worked for me less than Get Out did. So I was kind of like, I don't know, man. So I gave it a shot, and fuck, it worked for me. And I don't want to spoil it because that was a huge part of my engagement with the thing, was having it unravel very organically. Sean, have you seen Nope?
No, Nope. I'd like to. I'm really behind on Peele. I've only seen Get Out, which I loved. That worked so well for me. But yeah, I've heard how divisive that one has been. So it's cool to hear such praise for it as his best work. Because I've mostly heard the other direction, but it still looks like a very interesting film that I definitely do want to check out.
I think Sean, I think it'll work for you. Like I think you'll
Mm.
find a lot of things to latch onto and be like, I get what they're going for here, and that is interesting. And it helps that the presentation is really good too. Like it like from an audio visual standpoint, it's a very handsome picture. Um, and it has a charm to it, and again, the way it kind of like organically unravels, and also it features one of the best music cues in recent memory, I'd say.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Sean is a musician. He's composed music. He knows a thing or two about the notes and whatnot. There's a track called "The Run," in parentheses, "Urban Legends." It's not even 2 minutes long, but it happens at a really critical point in like the finale of the movie, and it is just an absolute banger of a music cue. It hits and it harmonizes so beautifully with the edit of the film. And just the particular flavor with the instrumentation is crossing so many genre boundaries, but it just works, man. Like to quote that ill-fated Fallout press conference or whatever, it just works. Yeah, even if you don't see the film, I would look up that piece of music because I listen to it fairly routinely. Like anytime I
cool.
gotta get to a place in a hurry, that's what I'd reach for.
That might be me in a few minutes here.
Okay. Well, that being said, if you got a dip, Sean, do you want to take a few minutes to share your remaining picks, just like speed round style?
That might be all that they deserve at a certain point of the threshold. It's just all trolling, I think.
All right. I mean, if you can
But
stick around for a little bit,
I can wait. I can wait my turn.
okay.
I'll let you do another one.
Okay.
And we'll see what I can get through.
Okay. Well, I'll do a pick, and then if you got to go, then we'll make sure that you can like just rattle off your quick picks or something. So, what do I have here? Well, I've got a very chilling film. So this is First Contact, but in kind of a sly way, wherein the contact is not meant to even be known about. So this was directed by Philip Kaufman, and this is from Kino, and is a 4K of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is one of those fucking films that you put it on and you're reminded that there are levels to the game where it's like, oh, I've been watching too much crap lately. This is what cinema can be. So this is a remake of a film of the same name from the 1950s that is also fantastic. But I favor this version for sentimental reasons. My dad, who is still alive, who's still around, I always speak of him in the past tense for some reason, but just full disclosure, my dad's still around. I watched this with my dad, and he was born in 1948, and as a result, like 1960s and 1970s films, a lot of things from around that era, like early 70s in particular, like resonate with him very strongly. And so like when it was known that like me and my brother had an interest in film growing up, like a lot of times movies from that era were the ones that he was kind of pushing on us. He wasn't overly concerned with what was contemporary. He was just like, yeah, like this 20, 30 years ago, maybe you'll like it too. It's like, who cares if it's grossly inappropriate for you, a child? So I got to watch this when I was fairly young with my dad, and it is chilling and terrifying and just so well put together. Like, like I led with that at the top, that like a huge aspect of the appeal of this film is that it's just its construction as a piece of art and a piece of communicative media is superior. Like it just the shot choices, the editing, the flow of it just is beautiful in so many ways. So I adore this movie, and the cast of it is staggering. Like, I led with that at the top, that like a huge aspect of the appeal of this film is that it's just its construction as a piece of art and a piece of communicative media is superior. Like it just the shot choices, the editing, the flow of it just is beautiful in so many ways. So I adore this movie, and the cast of it is staggering. So I'm just going to read the back. We got Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Leonard fucking Nimoy, Jeff Goldblum, a very young Jeff Goldblum, and Veronica Cartwright. And Levi is correct in pointing out that both versions rule and hold up. So yeah, this is a tremendous film, and it does involve aliens, as the title might suggest. But they're subtle aliens. Like their whole thing is kind of like not drawing attention themselves. They don't intend to make any sort of contact. They just intend to take over, like covertly. And the way the story plays out and the way that our characters unravel the conspiracy is thoroughly engaging, often chilling, often terrifying, except for like one effect in the movie towards like at the very end that is utterly laughable. But somebody decided it needed to be there, so it's there. Sean, have you seen that one?
No, but I know that this is the movie where Donald Sutherland goes like this. Right?
Yeah, the internet has most certainly spoiled that, because that is very gifable. Like you don't need context to laugh at Donald Sutherland pointing at you with his bug eyes. He does more than that in the film, by the way.
Actually, I'm looking at the still of that moment, and I'm reminded disturbingly of myself. Like I could pull off that look, kind of.
Potential Halloween costume this year?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'll have to see the movie in order to like earn the right to do that.
Well, yeah, you don't want some asshole like me or Brad to walk up and be like, "Yo, body snatchers," and you'd be like,
yeah, they'll throw some quote at me and expect me to follow up, and then yeah, those be like, "No, look, I'm really getting into it. I'm invading the role of a fan. I'm not actually that real person you think I am." That'd be a lot of layers to that.
Yeah, that would be confusing and exhausting. You'd probably have people just shake their heads and walk away from you at that point. Like, I tried to strike up conversation, about a mutual interest in a really good film, but I don't even know where he's going at this point. Like, fuck this guy. He sucks.
Yeah, no, that would be fair.
But Brad, do you have this one in your collection? Because I
yeah,
seems like something you would have.
I missed it, but I do. I don't have the 4K. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know the Scream Factory put it out.
Yeah, it's one I haven't upgraded. I so prefer the poster. Oh my gosh. Get this slipcover out of here. Oh, it's still on this too.
Oh no! Is it is it like reversible?
Should be. Yeah, it is reverse. So that's good. That's good.
There you go. Okay, so you could flip that shit.
Yeah, but no, I love this movie. I agree. The 50s one is great. I prefer this one by a scooch. I like that this one takes place in a big city versus the small town setting of the original. I mean, it definitely gives them both a unique flavor, which I enjoy. But yeah, this one is pretty. I mean, I did watch it at kind of a young age, but it is pretty chilling. Like, especially the ending, I think really works.
The opening shots are just visual storytelling. Like, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, I just learned a lot without any words spoken and some really awesome images. Just a terrific movie. like it really is. And it's a funny one to love so much because it is so chilling and kind of like oppressive at times. Like it's deeply unpleasant, honestly. A lot of like early 70s movies have an edge to them that is rare. Where it's like, fuck, I feel bad like watching this movie. Mm-hmm. But for some reason I keep feeling compelled to expose myself to it. What is this? But yeah, that was kind of a early, not like early childhood film, but I was probably like 11 or 12 when I saw it. And it has stuck with me. So like when the 4K was announced, I was like, yep, give me that. And I rewatched it. It was even better.
I don't know if this is blasphemy to say, but I mean, I think there's been 4 versions of this movie. I think we're due for another. Like, let's keep it going. Every 15, 20 years, let's pump out a new one. I'm fine with that.
I mean, with the current state of the world, sure. Like,
Yeah, why not?
Plus,
Why
plus
haven't we had
each
one?
remake is better than the previous one, right?
Yeah.
Like,
not quite.
Yeah. I mean, it's been remade like at least 4 times, and then there's I think it's just called it's
The
not Body
Invasion,
Snatch. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the one with the
Daniel
parasites on people's
Craig.
backs. That's from the 2000s or 2010s, but then there's one that's I think it's from Abel Ferrara. He
Yeah,
did,
that's 93.
and I think that has like a slightly different title. But
Hmm.
it's similar, and also Donald Sutherland's in it, so they kind of knew what they were doing with that. But I remember that one
Interesting.
distinctly because it has like icky, like insectoid parasite things on people's backs, as opposed to the way that they do it in like traditionally in the other versions.
Okay.
Yeah, Puppet Masters, I think is what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called Puppet Masters, not Puppet Master, not Charles Band's Puppet Master. Puppet Master versus Puppet Masters versus Demonic Toys versus Dollman. These are all real franchises, most of which are under the same production umbrella. Anyway,
boy.
that's enough out of me and my body snatching. Hey, Sean, would you like to make another pick, or do you got a scoop?
Oh yeah. No, I gotta plug this one because this one's made by a good friend. It's a short film actually. I have on Blu-ray called High Strung. Now it's not explicitly an alien movie, but the lead character is definitely alien enough. I mean, he's got 4 arms, so that counts. He's kind of bug-like. It's a stop motion piece. My friend Tommy Thompson spent about 2 years living out of a computer lab or animation lab on campus at Evergreen. Kind of accidentally like method directed this movie where he sort of fell into the role of the character that it's about, this recluse living in a room, never going outside. But it's really, the artistry of this movie is fascinating. The way he made it is just kind of mind blowing. Just how, it's kind of like your classic stop motion, meticulous amounts of masochism to get it made, but he did it all by himself. I was there just to provide emotional support and kind of like workshop the story a little bit, and he gave me a credit for that, which is very nice of him. But it is such a one-man show, and it's amazing, and it kind of launched his career. He went off to direct or not direct, but do the stop motion animation for a Kate Bush music video after this one. Then he did a bunch of work for the creator of Teletubbies on his follow-up series, which is also kind of animated puppetry stuff. He wanted to make animatronics of like Jurassic World kind of full-scale dinosaurs for theme parks, and yeah, he just does the coolest stuff. So, well done, Tommy.
Well done, Tommy. Had the pleasure of meeting the guy. Didn't really know him, but I knew a lot of people who were connected to him, including obviously Sean Parker. Is High Strung available anywhere aside from the physical Blu-ray that you have there?
It is. I just verified it is on YouTube. Criminally underwatched. It has just 1,000 views in its 14 years on the platform. So yeah, I'll shoot you a link, and I recommend everybody who's a fan of stop motion check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely put a link in the VOD here. Tommy was always like kind of ultra committed to his work. I'm really interested to check that out, especially because it's just readily available on YouTube. Apparently, that's nuts. Weird tangent, but have either of you guys heard of? I think it was an HBO remake, quote unquote, of I think it's Earth versus the Giant Spider.
No,
Never
not aware
heard
of
of
that.
this.
Never could have seen that coming, huh? It
No.
stars Dan Aykroyd, in like the early 2000s or something.
Oh,
It's either
wow.
like a Sci-Fi Channel movie or like an HBO movie or maybe even like an Encore Network movie or something. Anyway, it's a remake of a 1950s B movie, and it's about just like a normal dude, like kind of a like a yeah, just kind of a nerdy janitor guy or something that gets bit by a radioactive spider and firmly believes that it's going to make him Spider-Man, and it doesn't make him Spider-Man. It makes him into a multi-limbed monster. It is a bizarre movie that I saw at like 3 in the fucking morning when I was pretty young. It feels like a hallucination. It feels like a fever dream or something, but it's real, and
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd is in it. So if you
And
look him up,
it's not a comedy. Like this
it
is
thinks it is
bizarre.
from time to time. Like
Okay.
it's trying to be kind of charming and funny, but it's just really strange. Sorry, Sean. Just like my the way my brain associates things, I was like, okay, so a multi-limbed person is like the dark backward. Like it brought to mind the dark backward, and then I was like, oh yeah, that Earth versus the giant spider, that was a thing. Shows how well I pay attention when other people talk.
It's all right. You and me both.
Yeah, for real. It's a problem.
I gotta say, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm just skimming through the video to get a little feel of it, and love the look of the guy in High Strung. The
Yeah.
character, the design of him, love it.
Oh
Hey.
yeah. Very, very, very visually striking character, and the little set, just kind of that amazingly intricate like dollhouse. Like these things were so small. Like
Mhm.
I think the puppet was about yay big. And then everything is just, there's so many things that are sized for his hands, that just get, you know, these really lingering close-ups, and everything visually holds up for that. It's kind of mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I really need to check this out because I mean I just have a general interest in stop motion, and again I met the guy, I've seen some of his work, I know it's of an extremely high standard, so I'm very eager to check that out, and I did post a link into the chat, so like the 3 people who are watching, might, like if they feel inclined, they have the means now to check out High Strung. So thanks for sharing that. Also, I think it's great that he went to the trouble to press some Blu-rays for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Back when that was somewhat easy to do, and Adobe didn't shit the bed with keeping their licensing of uh, whatever was needed to make Blu-rays going. You can't even do that anymore through Adobe. So
Yeah, I've been hearing that that's a problem. Like I've not struggled with it myself, but I've heard rumblings around me of like people grumbling about like how the fuck do I do this now? Like, it used to be
it
so much
used to
easier.
be almost effortless. Like you could learn it in an afternoon, you could burn it for basically free. Now you have to get highly specialized software, and most things out there for it will like run you hundreds or thousands of dollars, and it's just considered way too niche to make it readily available. So yeah, it's like a whole chapter of history for filmmakers just been erased, and we're being gaslit into believing that it never actually was possible or something. It's like, why? How can we lose the technology? This doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I guess I'm glad that you were able to press some of your stuff, and I have a
Yeah,
Blu-ray of Who to Cinema on my
because
shelf.
that shit ain't happening ever again, apparently.
The rent is too damn high. Okay, Sean, do you have some time to run through the remainder of your picks real quick, or do you guys scoot?
Sure. Yeah, a quick blitz is all they deserve. So
So we'll do
now,
a quick
not
speed
that they're
run.
bad movies. There's some of my favorite movies are in here.
They
But
just have
okay,
nothing to do with aliens.
right now this one, it kind of does if you squint. It's Mad Max Fury Road. There's some weird ass characters and character designs in here where they might as well be aliens. I think it's just one of the most like it's just one of the most creative movies of the modern era. It fires on all cylinders. It's a total blast. It's weird as hell, but it's also like extremely accessible. Just lightning in a bottle, which is extremely rare for the fourth film of a long-running franchise.
Did you see
Uh,
Furiosa?
I have not. That's on my list. I know that it's not like supposed to hit quite at that level, but I hear it's well worth watching.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think it's nearly on the same level, but it wasn't terrible. And
I
it's
feel
it's
uncomfortable being on screen without you sharing it with me while you talk.
oh, sorry.
Thank you. Now it's all good.
Okay, Sean. Anything else?
Yeah.
And we're back.
Okay. Kung Fu Hustle. I don't know. It's silly. There's a frog man, so that's kind of like an alien. Um, we've got I there's wizards doing magic that in a secret world, like that's pretty close to aliens.
Magical space wizards.
Now on the surface, not really an alien movie, but we can't talk about Tom Cruise without getting into Scientology. So that's all I can think about when I see any of his movies. And this this is one of my favorite movies. It's is it Polish filmmaker? It's a World War II movie. I don't know. Fascists are about as far removed from humanity as I can think of, so they might as well be aliens. And yeah, no, I'm done. That's
Okay.
I'm not gonna subject you to any more.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in that, to be or not to be. That's not one that's known to me. Brad, do you have that? I mean, I know you.
No, I've
collect
never even
Criterion
seen that
stuff.
before. It's an older Criterion release. It looks like, at least on Blu-ray.
Yeah, no, this movie is fascinating. It was came out in 1942, so it was made during World War II. It was
Yeah,
made like
absolutely.
before America entered the war.
The European side of things, I guess. Like,
Yeah, and it's got Jack Benny in it. And it's just it is so fun because it gets into some real stuff. Like they're not it's a comedy, but they're not like glossing over the atrocities of the war. But it's so joyful. Like it is just a dunking on the Nazis kind of movie, but like in just a very fun way that just fills you with hope where you're like, yeah, these bad guys, they can't get away with everything. We're gonna humiliate the hell out of them. It's it's very satisfying to watch nowadays.
okay. When did you first find your way to it?
A couple years ago, I think it was a good friend of mine that I do movie nights with spoke of it very highly, and so I was just like, okay, I trust this guy. I'm just gonna buy it sight unseen, this Criterion edition, which is not something I do very often. Um, and yeah, it was great, glorious film.
Okay, I'll have to add it to the list because first time it's appeared on my radar. But I mean, if you, my very good friend, speak very highly of it, it's
Yeah.
on the
Oh yeah.
it's on the to-do list.
It has a 1980s Mel Brooks remake, which I haven't seen, and I've not heard anyone say that it's on the level of the original, but I think it's fairly appreciated in some circles. So I'm curious about that one.
Is that the one where he raps? I remember he raps in something from the 80s and it looks so goddamn cringe. I love the man, but it's
don't
like there's
think
certain things you shouldn't do, Mel.
I don't even know what movie you're talking about. Actually, I'd be
It may
very
have been a music
surprised if that
video.
was this one.
It may have been a music video or a sketch or something as opposed to like a feature-length film, but I know it's from the
Okay.
80s just based on the aesthetics and the sound, like probably late 80s or something. It's just like,
Wow.
yeah, and he's
Well,
in a
that's
Nazi
something else.
uniform. He's in like a SS uniform, I think, when he's doing it, which is not uncommon for Mel Brooks.
No, it's kind of like it's like a writer in all his contracts whenever he appears in something.
I get to dress as a Nazi.
And rap.
And rap. The kids like rap.
Oh, okay. It looks, yeah, no, it was for that. It was for a music video
There you
made for a song in the film.
In the
It looks
it
like
was-
he
it- or it appeared in
rapped
the
a full
album.
song.
So I don't think it's part of the movie, but he did make that
So it's
in
on the
association
soundtrack.
with the movie.
Yeah.
Now I know what I'm doing tonight. First thing when I get back home, I'm going to educate myself.
You're welcome, Sean.
And happy belated 100th birthday to the man, the legend. I think it
Yeah.
was just over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm
Incredible.
actually reading his autobiography.
Oh, when
You
when
didn't
did
get to
he
the rap
write that?
chapter yet?
No. He's like, I think he's still working in television where I'm
Okay.
at in the thing. So he
The
hasn't
rapture, as they call it.
There's just a chapter called "I tried rap. It didn't work out."
I'm looking at this now. The song peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. So he had a
Wow.
hit on his hands there.
He had some pull, is what he had.
Wow.
I do love that his book is just called "All About Me." It's like, yeah, that sounds like Mel Brooks. I love Mel Brooks. I think he's a very fascinating individual, and he makes
Oh
me laugh.
yeah.
He makes me smile. So that's why I picked up the book. It's a good read. Like you can hear him telling you the story while you're reading it. Like I don't know if he did an audiobook of it. I'm just reading the paperback of it, but good read. I enjoyed it. So yeah, Sean, I guess that's what you're doing with your evening is watching Mel Brooks rap.
I can't wait.
Okay.
And I gotta bounce. So
Okay.
I'll just,
Sean's got
I'll
a
just say
dip.
my goodbyes.
Yeah.
But it's pleasure to be on. Thank you for allowing me to stay, despite not being able to provide anything on topic beyond my initial pick. It was a pleasure to be here.
You're very welcome. You're always welcome back, Sean. And we got 3 viewers going. We got 3 concurrent viewers. That means you probably account for at least one of them. So good job.
Wow. My ego is just ballooning.
All right, Sean. Well, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Brad, I guess we'll carry on. But yeah.
All
Nice
right.
meeting you, Sean.
Make it good. Yeah, you too.
Yeah. I'll plug your shit, by the way. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Okay, Brad. What is your next pick?
Oh, well.
You can actually talk about alien movies now the show's going.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we could keep talking about Mel Brooks, to be honest.
I mean, it wouldn't bother me.
Well, I don't. Okay, I'll pull this one out now because I didn't want to offend Sean. Sean?
Yes.
Okay. Man, I'm losing
you talked
it,
to
dude.
the man for an hour and a half. What the fuck?
I literally, his name was in the bottom corner of my screen. I was staring at it for an hour.
Staring at his name for an hour and a half. What the fuck?
Sorry, Sean. Sorry.
I mean, I know I say it like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, like he says J's. Like Jamie is not Jamie. It's Chamie.
Mhm,
Chamie. And Sean sometimes comes out John when I say it. He's never corrected me on it, but I do know that I do it sometimes. I got mush now. It happens. But yeah, my friend Sean is now gone. So,
well, I don't. Do I want to talk about this one? You know what? I have a controversial pick that I like the movie,
okay.
but I don't love it, and some people love the movie.
I mean, I
But I'm
don't
gonna
love
say,
Life. I mean, the movie Life.
yeah, but nobody loves Life. Let's be
I
real
mean,
here.
what? Actually, that's a question, Brad. Eddie
Do I hate
Murphy
Life?
Life? Eddie Murphy Life or Jake Gyllenhaal Life? Which is the better life?
I've never seen Eddie Murphy Life.
Eddie Murphy Life is probably better.
I would guess so. Life is a solid 3. Like, it's a 3,
Life is a solid 3.
which that's good. Yeah. Yeah, what was I? I was just no. We're getting
Yeah.
really down the road if I start.
Eddie Murphy Life at least gave us the highly quotable, "You gonna eat your cornbread."
True.
And Eddie's Boom Boom Room. It's always worth throwing out there. Anyway, what is
Well,
your pick, Brad?
Okay, I
What
guess
is your pick that you don't love?
since we're I've talked. I was gonna say I was gonna talk about it later, but I'll talk about it now. That's fine.
Okay.
I have Arrival.
Oh, yeah, I don't love that either.
Oh, well, there we go. We're in sync. We're in cahoots here. Yeah, I've seen it twice now, and honestly, I think it's my. I'm not gonna say it's my least favorite Denis Villeneuve movie. Because I have seen a couple of his very early movies, and I do think that this is at least better than those. But yeah, this one it's got some interesting ideas. I just feel like it's I don't know. It's hinging on kind of an emotional twist that is interesting but doesn't totally work for me. And ultimately, I don't know. I kind of feel like with this movie, it's very small scale, I find, for a movie that like for a movie that has some really big ideas and concepts of what's going on. A lot of the movie just takes place kind of in this military encampment, and there's kind of a montage in the movie that covers a lot of ground in terms of the communication with these alien creatures that I think is not my favorite. How they go from point A to point B with that montage, and I don't know. It's a I think it's a good movie, but I don't absolutely love it. But there are definitely some interesting ideas in terms of aliens. Like, I like the idea of the aliens in this and their language, how foreign it is to us, and how it's completely foreign to the idea of, how we communicate. And it's this totally weird, unique thing that they have to try and translate. I don't know if the movie does a great job at showcasing that method of translation. And I do ultimately like the look of the aliens as well, because they don't go for a typical humanoid alien creature. The idea that most alien movies, the aliens look, for all intents and purposes, pretty close to humans in the grand scheme of things. Whereas if there are aliens out there and if we encounter them, for all we know, they could look completely like they probably would look completely alien to us, you know. And I think this movie does a pretty good job at highlighting that. But yeah, I don't know. It's one where the emotional core doesn't work as strong for me as maybe it should, but I do think there is some interesting stuff here. And I like it, but I don't love it as a lot of people do. I know a lot of people really love this movie.
It's funny because as like a it's like a film to watch. I think it's not my favorite, but like as like an editing experiment, it's kind of brilliant. There's like the way the film is constructed is really, really fascinating. And when the concept is fully unveiled, like Denis Villeneuve kind of has that in his toolkit. That seems to be something that emerges in a lot of his films. Is he likes to fuck with time and perception, and he likes to kind of like draw back the curtain at like a critical pivotal moment in the narrative of a lot of his stuff. Like even the Dune films do that. And time, kind of like Christopher Nolan, actually. Like he seems to have an interest in like time and perception, and that aspect of Arrival is magnificent. Some of that stuff is really cool. Like when it clicks in your mind, like what it is you've been seeing over the course of the film. Because for parts of it, it feels not incomprehensible, but it feels scattered, and it feels like why is this information being thrown at me now? Like what is this trying to communicate to me? And the way it interacts with the characters in the narrative kind of mirrors the way you as the viewer are interacting with it. But like I said, when it hits that pivotal moment, it's like, oh, that's what all that has been. Like that's why it's been garbled. Like from like a construction standpoint, it's a really beautiful thing. I just don't like looking at it all the time. Like, so it's like I don't know if I don't know if it'll get better if I rewatch it. Is the thing. 'Cause
Mhm.
when I saw it, I enjoyed it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I I loved like the one core trick that it was trying to that was kind of core to the whole thing. So it's a weird thing. Don't love it as a movie, but as a technical piece, pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and to go along with that, there are certain elements that I don't know if they totally work. And one thing is the relationship with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner in this. I'm not crazy about them together, and I think they kind of don't push things with them too much to try and uh, keep you in the dark about certain elements, if you know what I'm saying. Um, and so it kind of feels almost like a little bit of a cheat, where it's y- if do you know what I'm saying without spoiling things?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay. But I do think Amy Adams is really good in it, and yeah, there's some great stuff in here. It's just for whatever reason it doesn't totally work for me as a whole.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, you own it. I've I've seen it. I enjoyed it well enough, but that's kind of the extent of my engagement.
Hmm.
To me it's just like, oh wow, that's that movie with that really interesting editing, or that really interesting concept to how it was going to approach its editing and its structure. But beyond that, it's
Also,
like, yeah,
I mean, this isn't really the movie's fault, although it's kind of a little bit the movie's fault. Um, One of the movies recently in the last 10 years or whatever to feature the track on the nature of daylight, I think,
yeah,
which is the Max Richter, I think, track. I'm really bad at
yeah. I
naming
mean, you're
titles
the one
tonight.
who's bringing it up. I don't know. I can't help you.
It was the one. It's a pretty iconic track that has been featured in Shutter Island. Was
Oh,
one of the first ones to use it. It was recently featured in Hamnet, which for me was a kind of a big negative in that movie because it's a great track, and it's extremely emotional, and it's very affecting, and it works, but it's the kind of thing where it's been so overused in movies lately that when that first couple notes hit, you're like, "No, they're not doing On the Nature of Daylight, are they?" And of course they do. And you think, "Oh." And I would probably say it does potentially work. No, I'm not gonna say the works the best in Arrival. Um, because the problem is I actually think it's really well used in Hamnet, but it's, like, coming 15 years too late to the party where now it feels overused. So, in a vacuum, I'd say Hamnet uses it the best, but for a while there, I think Arrival was the movie that kind of owned it for most people. Like, I think it was the movie that most people associated with it, although, it isn't Shutter Island, and I did rewatch Shutter Island, and it does make an appearance in there as well.
did you send me that track? Because I don't think I've seen any of those movies, but I'm always interested in things like that.
It's been in even more. I bet you've seen something with it in, but
Is it
it's
like
yeah,
Requiem for a Dream, where there's that one piece of music that got reused countless times in like
kind of,
trailers and
yeah.
whatnot?
Yep, yep. It's a really, yeah, it's yeah, On the Nature of Daylight by Max Richter and Lorenz Dangle.
Okay,
And it's good. It is good.
okay, I'll have to check it out
I'll
because
send it
I
your way.
like just based on yeah, thank you. Just based on the name, I don't recognize it. Uh, okay, well, how are you on time, Brad?
I'm still good. Yeah, if you want to make
Okay.
another, I could probably make another pick even if we want to
Sure.
go another
Sure.
round the horn.
All right. Well, I'll do my next pick. We're gonna talk about giant monsters. We're gonna talk about giant monsters. Okay. So I've got I kept it to a minimum, Brad. So this isn't going to be like an hour-long thing of me just showing countless Godzilla movies. Just a few. I don't know if Santino's in here, but he's probably jizzing his pants at this point. So I have a movie I saw with my fiance on our second date in the theater. That's how you know she's a keeper, if you can take her to see this in the theater and she sticks with you. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So this is the what are they calling it? The Monsterverse. This is the second film in the Monsterverse. This is kind of the one that blew it open into what it is, or what it is. Because that first Godzilla from 2014, tonally, aesthetically, is so distant, like so far and away from where we are now. It's kind of a shame, honestly, but Godzilla is highly bankable, and it was in Warner Brothers and Legendary's best interest to make it more toyetic, more colorful, more friendly. And that's kind of always been the evolution of Godzilla, honestly. Like initially, he's a big scary metaphor for all manner of scary things. And then, get into the 1960s and he's friend to all children. It's just how these big mascot characters play out. Anyway, I actually really liked how they handled King Ghidorah in the three-headed dragon here on the cover, because he is traditionally extraterrestrial. He's traditionally not of this earth, even dating back to the 1960s. I mean, there have been versions of him that have been from Earth, like in GMK from 2001. I think he's like a mythological dragon, but traditionally he's an alien. And they hold firm to that in this movie, and I kind of like, on a conceptual level, what they do with that in this movie, where he's an invasive species, is the way they kind of put it, is that Godzilla is the apex of giant monsters on Earth, and Ghidorah fell to Earth at some point, and the two of them came into conflict because the apex implies singular. There can only be one. And Ghidorah was put into suspended animation, and therefore the conflict was resolved. There's only one on top of the pyramid now, and it's Godzilla. When when he resurfaces, like, just his mere presence on the planet is represented as being a problem, like an actual just like plague. Like, he has a portable thunderstorm. Like, he's not good for the planet, but by virtue of him existing on Earth along with Godzilla, like it brings about conflict. So I actually really liked how they found excuses for them to have beef with each other, and how they also like magnified the scale of the conflict to be like, it's really in everybody's best interest that Godzilla nukes this fucker, because he's not just a big scary dragon, he's a big scary dragon that is like actively terraforming the planet just by virtue of being on it. So I like that escalation. I like that concept of, just by virtue of his existence, he's a problem. I have the Gamera trilogy of films, not the big, sexy, expensive Arrow box set, unfortunately, but just the run of the mill Mill Creek version for like $10 or whatever.
I kind of like that artwork though. That's
I
pretty
do
metal,
too.
man.
Yeah, it's an image pulled directly from the movie in question, actually. That's kind of cool, because this is a trilogy, tragically contained in 2 boxes as opposed to 3, though. Questionable choice there. But anyway, I'm talking about Gamera 2. Was it? I forget the Japanese title, but it's written in English here as Attack of the Legion. Um, I think it's like Legion Shurai. So it's like at the Advent Legion, who draw their name from the Bible, Legion. This Gamera 2 is an excellent alien invasion movie. Have you seen these, Brad?
No, I think we've talked about it maybe when the Arrow set came out, and
Yeah.
you did make me very intrigued.
I mean, I would never ask you to watch all of like Daikaiju cinema, like Japanese giant monster cinema or whatever. But if you're gonna pick 3 movies, I might even put these over most Godzilla movies. They're just tremendous film. Like just they're of a different standard of quality than anything that the Godzilla movies were doing, like parallel to these. And they're self-contained. It's just a trilogy. But anyway, the second one involves an alien invasion. I think it's the only one of the movies that we've reviewed for the podcast, actually. And it checks so many awesome boxes. Where it's like they really do like a clinical overview of the nature of the alien invaders. It turns like they're insectoid aliens that use like pressurized gases in their bodies to move, and all of this is conveyed to us, the viewer, really organically. Like the kind of the gimmick of a lot of these movies, like the first two in particular, is that the majority of the storytelling is relayed to us through news broadcasts and through like politicians and characters who just like are in one scene of the movie and then gone. Like we have central characters that we follow throughout the main narrative of the thing, but like all the broader goings ons, because like there's giant monsters in Japan. Like it's everybody's problem now. It's not like a story that can be contained to just like 2 or 3 people following the action. A lot of it involves just like people sitting down in their living room and we the viewer kind of like eavesdropping on a news broadcast or something. And it's really effective. Um, but yeah, the aliens in Gamera 2 are handled really, really well. They have this really cool thing where they have like a symbiotic relationship with these plants that they seed in planets that they land on, and then like through I think it's like they hyper oxygenate the atmosphere through detonating the plant like with a massive explosion brought on by the hyper oxygenated atmosphere. That's how they transport their species to other planets. They like launch themselves with an organic rocket. And the way that they continually up the stakes throughout the story is really cool. Where it's like initially it's like a bunch of like man-sized critters, and then the plant emerges, and it's like, okay, that's a big giant plant in the middle of the city. What do we do about that? Then Gamera shows up and they blows up the plant, and then it's like, oh fuck, the insects have a queen, and it's bigger than the flying turtle. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this is a really big problem. It's like the way it ramps up is very, very satisfying, and also the finale is really, really amazing. Where it's like an all out. It's like Independence Day basically, but with a big giant turtle. Instead of Randy Quaid, we get a big giant turtle in our corner.
Sounds
Uh,
pretty good. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and also just throw out there the Kamen Rider trilogy here on Blu-ray. Kamen Rider J, the chief antagonist of it, is something called the Fog Mother. Kind of a questionable name, but it's like a extraterrestrial creature that is like bioorganic in some means. And there's a really cool flashback sequence involving some dinosaur puppets where we learn that the backstory of the Fog Mother is that um, do you know what killed the dinosaurs? It wasn't the Ice Age. It was the Fog Mother. Fog Mother came to
Oh.
Earth and ate the dinosaurs and fed it to
Really?
her and fed it to her children. And then boogied out because everything, like all the organic, like all the large organic life was taken from the surface of the planet. And then humanity populated the planet and grew to a population of like 6 or 7 billion. And then Fog Mother was like, those humans are looking kind of tasty. Coming back for seconds. I got 4 kids to feed. I really like that beat, like that concept where it's like it's silly, but it's like it's like, oh shit, you mean the dinosaurs didn't get killed by a meteorite or whatever? It's like, no, it was the Fog Mother. She showed up, she ate them all. Which implies she's much more dangerous than dinosaurs or something. It's silly, but it's for kids. It doesn't matter. It's fun. Anyway, I can
No, sorry, I'm just looking at I'm on commonwriter.fandom.com.
Oh no.
Um,
Don't get a virus, Brad.
I'm looking at the Fog Mother. I see the core of the Fog Mother is the mothership, and there's the core.
Yeah, it looks like a cobra kind of.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the finale that we actually reviewed it, Levi and I did, for catching up on cinema. And the finale of it features like one of the only like kaiju sequences in Kamen Rider history, where Kamen Rider inexplicably grows giant size, and the effects during that sequence are spectacular and have all sorts of splashy opticals. And Fog Mother's like this big bioorganic like roving fortress basically. But in the core, like along with like a giant heart or something, it's just this like weird little cobra thing coming out of the wall, and that's like actually supposed to be the representation of it, which I guess is kind of fitting because like snakes are generally associated with like malevolence and evil or whatever, temptation, and also they swallow things. Like that's kind of what they do. So
They can eat dinosaurs.
They can eat dinosaurs if they get big enough. I mean, I'm sure there's a Sci-Fi Channel movie of giant boa versus T-Rex or some shit.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
If not, get on it. Sci-Fi Channel or Tubi. Okay, that's enough out of me. Brad, what's your next pick?
All right. Why don't I do? I don't have much to say about that one or that one. Let's go with this. Why not? Movie that I'm sure you have discussed before. Maybe this actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. This may have been a masterclass. Potentially.
Wow.
I could be wrong,
Okay.
but I have a gut feeling that it was, if I'm remembering correctly. I have the Predator 3 movie collection.
That was the first recording that Kyle and I ever did.
Really? So you just reviewed Predator?
No, we did. The very first thing we'd ever did was the Predator Masterclass.
Wow.
We did at the time all the Predators. The Predator had not come out yet. Like it was just about to drop, I think. So yeah, we have covered that 8 years ago or some shit.
Wow. Well, I quite like the Predator franchise. Definitely has some peaks and valleys. But I think the first Predator is an awesome, 80s action, sci-fi action movie, sci-fi action horror movie. I like the design of Predator. And I kind of like, just for me, the simplicity of the first one is what really works. I like that it's kind of a slasher movie in a lot of ways. And I love the sort of, taking these macho commando types and having them just get mercilessly slaughtered by this thing and realizing that they're so out of their league. I think that really works. Franchise as a whole, I think is fun to follow. I like Predators. It's not amazing, but I think it's fun. And lately the I can't remember, is it Dan Trachtenberg?
Yeah,
has been doing.
Yeah.
I've really liked where the franchise has been going in the last little bit. Specifically, I really liked Badlands a lot. I was really impressed by that one. But I liked all 3 of the Predator movies that he's done in the last 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, I wish one of us had brought up Predator while Sean was in the room, because I was teasing him when we were doing the Demolition Man review. He has some gaps in his action movie like knowledge. Like he really hasn't seen many of them. Like for as talented a filmmaker as he is, he's kind of been busy with his own shit to the point that like there's a lot of gaps there.
Mm-hmm.
So like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, he hasn't seen that many of them. So I was making recommends and stuff, but thankfully he has seen Predator and he loves Predator, which is the only opinion because Predator is awesome.
Mhm.
I adore Predator for all of its ups and downs. The Predator VHS and the Alien VHS were some of the most played tapes in my household at a certain point when I was maybe 12, 13 years old. Predator in particular, though, just has like a I don't know, like a precision in how it's structured and how it's presented, where it just feels so right. Like it nails so many things. Like apparently a bit of a troubled production, but John McTiernan was on a roll. I mean, Die Hard was the very next year, I believe. And yeah, just on a pure conceptual level, it's kind of a classic idea to the point where it's like, hang on, we didn't do this yet. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure we had, but now it's like codified and crystallized as like if you're doing that, everybody's going to think it's Predator now. Like you can't do that anymore without people thinking of Predator, which tells you that you did a really good job. And yeah, just the idea of like the first act of it is just here's our team of ultimate badasses, and then the other shoe drops, and it's like, oh fuck, now now there's something way worse after them, and
Mhm.
it utterly humbles them. And it's such a fascinating inversion of so many of the other movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing, like concurrent to that, essentially, or in the years leading up to that. Like if you put that like side by side with Commando, it's like this is completely different from that. Like we're kind of like shitting all over everything that was done in Commando, basically. But
Yeah.
yeah, Predator's a fucking classic.
Yeah, it's kind of thing where obviously he's still the hero in it, and he still comes out of it on the other side. If I'm remembering correctly. But he
Yeah, he does.
it does feel like the kind of thing where, because it is kind of being subversive with the films that he sort of like established in that subgenre that you could see today if this was done with a modern action star, that they would get pissy with it and say, "No, I don't want to do that. That's, sort of taking aim at my bread and butter." But I like that Arnold. He was just a guy that he knew that this was good, and he said, "We're doing it, baby."
Arnold's career management is singular. Like the man just really made a lot of calculated, effective choices throughout so many aspects of his life. Like he really, really did an amazing job managing his own destiny, kind of.
Yeah.
And a lot of that did come down to like when it came to his film career and stuff, like saying yes to seemingly all the right things for a very long time. Stallone less so. Like what was it? Stop or My Mom Will Shoot famously was something he only said yes to because Arnold let it leak that he had enthusiasm about it. It's like that was a lie. But it was a strategic play to make a rival, a competitor,
Hmm.
make a gaff, and that movie bombed. And whereas Arnold just like laughed all the way to the bank. Um, but yeah, I'll just take this opportunity to hold up my Predators because, you know, we're talking about Predator. The Predator triple feature, which has the first two Predators and Predators. Um, is that like Nimrod Antal? I think maybe directing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nimrod.
Love Nimrod.
Love Nimrod. Household name Nimrod Antal.
Vacancy is a banger. I love the guy.
I need to rewatch Predators. Actually, it's the one I've seen the least, I think. And I remember reacting pretty well to it in the theater. I didn't adore it the way I do the first one, but that's
No.
kind of the story of Predator. Honestly, is that
Yeah.
it's all it all kind of pales in comparison to the original, but I just kind of like that we keep getting it. Honestly, like I will keep watching them if they keep making them. I have the AVP box set here.
Mm.
So that's the first Aliens versus Predator. Late to arrive, PG-13, shat the bed. Paul W.S. Anderson, and also AVP Requiem, which is often regarded as traditionally, like in an objective sense, kind of an awful film. I kind of like it. I really do. It has that B movie vibe to it. It feels like hell comes to a small town, but with licensed characters that we know and love. So, and it's also gory as shit. I like it in similar ways that I like Punisher Warzone, which if you don't understand that, then we're probably not friends. Anyway, The Predator is dog shit. This movie is very bad. And apparently like very troubled production. It didn't help that apparently there's a whole business with like Olivia Munn taking issue with somebody who was in the film, and their scenes had to be
Yeah.
excised, and therefore things had to be restructured. And if you look at like the behind the scenes features on the disc and just like do some quick googling, you'll learn that this movie was supposed to have a finale that not only took place at a different time of day than is shown in the film, but also was supposed to feature predators in tactical armor riding in an APC and fighting alongside humans. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, it's stupid as shit, but it's stupid as shit in the way that Calvin and Hobbes comic pointed out, where it's like if I make this reference, will you get it, Brad? There's an issue. There's a comic strip of Calvin and Hobbes where it's Bill Watterson drawing dinosaurs, and it's like a herd of triceratops, and they're just grazing in some field somewhere, and it's all peaceful, and then there's like a caption that says like, and then they came. And it's like, and you're expecting tyrannosaurs or something, that's tyrannosaurs in F-14. And then it cuts to a panel of Calvin holding a jet fighter with a T-Rex crammed into the cockpit. And Hobbs is like, this is so stupid. And Calvin's like, no, this is awesome. This is so dumb.
That's pretty good.
Levi provided the quote here. This is so dumb. This is so cool. Predators in APCs wearing tactical armor and using M16s or something. This is so dumb. This is so cool.
Could be cool.
Why didn't you put it in the movie, cowards? Prey. This is the beginning of the Dan Trachtenberg cycle. And yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I actually have liked all of them. I don't have Killer of Killers. I have Badlands here. This is one of those movies that, I've been bitching at you for a minute here, Brad, about not going out to the theater as often as I'd like. I wanted to see this. I heard good things about this. I could not get anyone to go see this with me, even Kyle, and he loves Predator. I really liked this. I watched this at home alone on the couch, and I enjoyed it. But Prey and Predator Badlands, I like them both. And Killer of Killers is good. It's real good, actually. Like, I'm kind of averse to the low frame rate animation style that's just so ubiquitous now, ever since Spider-Verse and Puss in Boots. And I think even that Ninja Turtles, the Mutant Mayhem movie, with the exception of Spider-Man, I've seen none of these things, but I know the style. I know what I'm looking at here. That low frame rate animation, really, I find it very unappealing. But it does have its application, and it does have a style to it. That's all over that Killer of Killers movie. But fuck, that was good. I did enjoy that. I didn't expect to. I was ready to hate it, but I was like, fuck, this is actually a really good movie. More people should see it. Anyway, Predator.
Classic franchise.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw Predator 2, Brad?
Been a long time. Probably going close to 10 years now. It was probably when I bought this whenever I bought this 4K set. I think that was the first time I'd seen it.
How is the 4K on that, by the way?
I think I remember it looking pretty good. I mean, Predator obviously is notable for the Blu-ray was for a long time like one of the worst Blu-rays ever.
That's the one I have, I think.
How's that one look?
It's been a minute, but I'm sure it's dog shit.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I think the movies look good, but yes, I don't remember all the details, but the first Predator Blu-ray for like the Predator, no, not the Predator, just Predator. The Predator, the Blu-ray of Predator was apparently really god awful. I don't know if they've put out if they've like repressed it since and put it out with the 4K scan. I don't know, but
yeah, some of those Arnie picks they've shat the bed with the Predator, T2. What was it? The first, the 4K of that was apparently god awful, and then True Lies.
Yeah,
True Lies.
He's got some bad luck, man. Wow.
Yeah, they massacred my boy. True Lies, at least you get to see like an absolutely terrifying representation of Tom Arnold. I think I sent you a picture of it like a long time ago when it first came out, because the things that they did with that man's face in some of the shots of that movie. Like, if you're not aware, dear listeners or viewers, infamously, some of James Cameron's movies, when they came to 4K, received a AI cleansing process of sorts. When it came to representing human faces, some of the approximations it makes are frankly hideous and disturbing. And Tom Arnold, I think, catches the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's what we got. Like that True Lies 4K, it's what we got as far as
It's all we have. It's all we have. They left you no choice. You had to buy it.
Yeah, as far as like modern, like current mainstream media, that's what you got. That's all you get. Is
Every collector had no choice. You had to buy it.
I mean, it was becoming a running gag as in terms of like movies that are surprisingly not available. It's like, really? True Lies? Like, James Cameron hasn't made that many movies. Like, kind of odd, isn't it? It's like, and then they came out and it's like, oh my God, what the fuck am I looking at? Hey, we got something. Okay, Brad. Well, I'm gonna have to hang it up, but we can do speed round, okay?
Yeah, that works for me.
You wanna go first or should I?
I can go first. Well, I guess Predator was my pick if you want to go first.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go first.
No, I can go. I'll try to be quick. So, and yeah, dear listeners and viewers, we're about to proceed into the speed round. So essentially what we're going to be doing here is, instead of going back and forth, on a singular film, as we've been doing, we're just kind of going to skim through everything that we set aside for today's discussion. But, Brad, feel free to jump in, talk over me, anything that comes to mind that you want.
We might have some crossovers here. I'll pull them out when you do.
Okay. But yeah, feel free to jump in or toss out comments or whatever. This is not like I have the floor. Like, this is just the quicker version of what we've already been doing. So anyway, I have here some Guyver products because it's me. And also I love that Toy Robot publishing label has announced that apparently they're my new favorite label, even though they aren't putting anything out for a couple months yet. But they have this film, Guyver 2. I have it here on DVD. They're putting it out on Blu-ray. And I also have to show this every opportunity I get. Guyver 2, Dark Hero on VHS, as signed by David Hayter himself. The quote here is, "Trevor, you go get help. I'll take care of the bear." Sean Barker, not Parker. Signed David Hayter. So I actually met the man. I met Solid Snake and got him to sign this movie, which he is the star of.
Very cool.
Inexplicably. But
you did that in like the last year or so, didn't you?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
I also have the first The Guyver on 4K from Unearthed Classics. I paid out the nose to get this, and I don't even like this movie very much, but I do love The Guyver. So
you had to do it.
Had
to do it.
And this is a 2 DVD box set from Manga Entertainment. I don't even know if they're still in business, honestly. But these folks were some of the early purveyors of anime in the US. And this is the Guyver OVA series, which the first half of it, boffo, terrific. Second half, they had no money, and it shows, and it's not very good. But yeah, Guyver involves aliens, but in spite of all the mutants and crazy critters and stuff on the cover art for these things, what's kind of neat about the Guyver is that the presence of aliens are they're absentee. Like, it's kind of an interesting gimmick. Like, the whole idea is that all the creatures that you're seeing here are the result of genetic tampering from aliens who are no longer here.
Oh.
Yeah, Brad. I don't think I've ever told you about this, but it's actually it's a really cool idea where they trace it.
That.
They trace it back to like vampire and werewolf mythology, where it's like The aliens came in prehistoric times and imbued the genetics of human beings. They created them as a template to turn into greater, more menacing things. So like a human that turns into a werewolf-like creature is a result of that genetic tampering and has tapped into some like a genetic gift, basically, that was bestowed by aliens. And the Guyver is like a organic exoskeleton, like think an Iron Man suit, but organic. That the aliens actually wore, kind of like the aliens in like Independence Day or something. And what happens is in caveman times, when the aliens were still doing their experiments on humanity and stuff, a fucking caveman puts on a Guyver unit and is so violent and destructive that the aliens leave the planet. They say, fuck this. These things that we made are out of control. We need to get the fuck out of this neighborhood. It's like, who gave that guy a gun? Seriously. Who taught the monkey how to shoot? And so the aliens, like, I haven't read the whole manga, which is actually currently on hiatus and has been for like 20 years, I think. It's not officially canceled. I haven't read the whole thing, so I don't know if the aliens ever come back. But in all the stuff I read, they are long gone. And it's only their technology and their relics and their legacy that we deal with. So it's not like the characters ever have like a face-to-face encounter with an actual alien. Like they encounter things that are wild and crazy, like all sorts of monsters and stuff, but they're actually just mutated humans. That the mutation is brought on by the legacy of the alien. I just think that's a really cool idea. I can't think of too many things where I've seen that represented. We talked about Predator, so we have to talk about Alien, the Alien anthology. Speaking of James Cameron 4Ks, the Aliens 4K, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant, the divisive Alien Covenant. They also, like, I don't think it's divisive. I think people just think it's meh. Alien Romulus. I can't talk about Alien films without talking about that.
I've got all those as well.
I'll let you show yours off too.
I do have the steelbook for Alien Covenant.
Oh, you got the little Billy Crudup dude.
Yeah. Does Alien have a 4K?
I don't actually know. I think it does. I think it does. I think it has a shitty cover though. I think it has a shitty cover though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have it. A lot of people have this. I think Kyle also has this. This is a terrific box set.
This is about as good as a studio box set can get. Like this is top tier.
Yeah, thank you for voicing that, because I agree. Studio box set, not a boutique label. That's just a Fox box set, and it's really good. Like,
as the kids say, they cooked on that one.
They did. They like straight up. They made all sorts of featurettes on there. The packaging and presentation of it by studio standards is good. Like it's
2 cuts of every film.
Yeah, it's a very solid box set. It's one of my favorites, honestly. I come back to it a lot. I've got I don't know why this movie comes up so often, Brad, because it does. I don't know why.
Goon? There's aliens in Goon?
Goon is the ultimate running gag on this podcast. No, I will spare you Goon. But X-Men Dark Phoenix, Simon Kinberg's X-Men Dark Phoenix, or half Bryan Singer's, I guess, like He Who Shall Not Be Named, was ripped off of this project, and the writer, normally just a writer, was slotted in as director. I don't think this is a terrible movie. It is a little flat, but I don't think it's that bad. But questionably, this movie has aliens. And what's funny is that the X-Men comics, and just like X-Men in general, have a lot of connections with aliens. Like in the comics, it's a very casual thing. Like they're constantly dealing with aliens and stuff, like the Shi'ar, and the Phoenix, obviously, in this, the Brood. Like X-Men and aliens have a lot of crossover. So to have this be like the first time anyone dared to inject aliens into the X-Men franchise so late in the game felt like so half-hearted and strange. And it's also just done really poorly. And also they I don't even remember the name of the fucking aliens in this because they are not really a thing in the comics. I think they just picked them because they're convenient and from a licensing standpoint, cheap. Because remember, this was, I think, the last New Mutants, I think. It was this or New Mutants was like the end of like the Fox.
I think it was New
X-Men
Mutants
franchise.
was actually the last one.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. But this, this was made when Disney and Fox were kind of still in conflict. Like they hadn't yet absorbed Fox and all of their media rights and stuff. So this was like produced probably with the table scraps of what they could get away with. So they just like shoehorned in some aliens, and they're really boring, and they have no legacy in the comics. So it's not like even Santino would point at the screen and go, "Oh, I know that." It'd be like, "Huh?" It's like, who gives a shit about that? Who gives a shit about Glass? But yeah, X-Men Dark Phoenix has fucking aliens in it, and it's just so wild that they even bothered. And also that it took. I know why they stayed away from it. It was probably licensing and probably like it probably just didn't have confidence in their own product. Or they're just like, if we put aliens in that, people are going to laugh at us. It's like they're all going to laugh at you. Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers on 4K. Don't love that I had to get this in a steelbook, but I did have to get this movie.
Is that the only way the 4K is available?
It's the only way I could get it. And I love that movie. I appreciate it more and more, I think, every time I watch it. And I enjoyed it like straight when I was 13 or 14 because I saw that in the theater. Ugh, I may have been like 12 or 13 actually. Shit. But yeah, I needed to have that. And also, I've been collecting Paul Verhoeven movies recently. I picked up a Black Book the other day. Sparks book. In Search of Tomorrow. This is one of those in search of documentaries. They have horror, they have action, and this is the 1980s sci-fi version of it. So this is like a 4-hour documentary about 1980s sci-fi movies, many of which feature aliens. And then last but not least, I guess, it is the least, Beyond Skyline with Frank Grillo. This is a direct-to-video sequel to a movie nobody saw. Skyline is a movie that I have not seen. I don't know anybody who's seen it, honestly. But in the direct-to-video circuit, Skyline is a sprawling franchise. There's at least one more of these bad boys that I haven't seen. But the only reason I have this is because Iko Uwais is in this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Scott Adkins.
No. Close. You could have guessed. You could have thrown two
I was
or three
waiting
names
for it
out
to
there.
drop.
Yeah. No, Iko Uwais is in this film, but no, this is not part of the Adkins collection. This is part of the Iko Uwais collection. If you don't recognize that name, dear listener and or viewer, he's the star of the Raid films. But yeah, that's it for me and Aliens, I guess.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll go through a few here. Kind of the reason I suggested this idea was because of Disclosure Day, and I do have two other Spielberg alien films. I have E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I gotta rewatch Close Encounters. It's been forever, and when I rewatched E.T., it hit. Like it worked.
Yeah. These are just both phenomenal movies. E.T. was one, I wouldn't say childhood staple, but when I watched as a kid a lot. Close Encounters, I don't think I watched until I was much older, but I love them both.
I mean, the story with my family was always that every time my parents wanted to watch E.T., me and my brother started screaming, and they had to like leave. Because like it was one of those movies that came back to theaters multiple times.
Yeah.
And like they took my brother when he was like a baby or something, and like because the movie was advertised as a Spielberg, it's a family picture, you see, and then they bring their kid in there, and then the opening of that movie happens, and his chest starts glowing, and people are chasing him in the woods, and my brother starts screaming, and they gotta go home. And then
Scary.
apparently they tried to do the same with me, and same thing happened. Me
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
brother so it's a running gag in our family that my brother and I apparently were traumatized by ET.
I'm fairly certain that the earliest version of the movie I owned was the one that had the two versions of the movie, the one with the walkie-talkies and the one with the guns.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know which one I watched more often, to be totally honest. I was a kid, so I might have watched the walkie-talkie one more. I might have just popped in whatever the first disc was, to be honest. I didn't know.
Hashtag
Um,
shotgun. Keep
yeah.
them guns from my cold dead hands.
I've got 3 movies here that I have not seen, but I think they all fit the theme, so I grabbed them off the shelf and I was just pulling away. I have Starman, Jeff
Yo,
Bridges.
yeah.
I think he's an alien, right? I assume, based on the
Yes,
title.
yes, he's an alien.
I've got Species,
Oh,
which I've seen bits of. I haven't seen the whole thing now.
dude.
And one I've been wanting to watch for a while. I have Creature from Vinegar Syndrome. Creature, the alien ripoff.
Klaus Kinski. Klaus
Yeah.
Kinski, he's a scary guy.
Very, very excited to watch this one. I mean, I've had it for 6 years, but I'm very excited to eventually get around to watching it.
Yeah, it's not very good. The shot that's depicted on the cover there is pretty cool though.
Yeah.
And Species for 90s trash, yeah, you got to do it. Like it's not good, but it is representative of that special time where just bare breasts on film held novelty factor. So let's make an alien horror picture that centers around that.
Well, speaking of that, why don't I get to my next one here? If we're talking breasts on film, how about Life Force, which is directed by the great Toby Hooper. Lots of nudity in this one.
Oh yeah, that's a wild film.
And yeah, it is wild. I've only seen it the one time. I need to revisit it. But then something more for the kids, as Kevin McAllister would say, it's for the kids. We have Toby Hooper's Invaders from Mars.
That one didn't land for me all that well, but the effects work in it are terrific.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a
I
huge
think-
fan of this one, but
I think
agree.
if you approach it from like a child's perspective, it works a little better. But yeah, watching it now, it just, I don't know, it's missing a little something. But
Yeah.
Life Force, check out the soundtrack for that one. The opening title theme of that is like epic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is a weird movie. This is in all the best ways. It's a weird movie.
It is unhinged, where it's like I don't know how some of these dots connect, but it looks expensive and there's tits all over it. So it's like, how could it be bad? But yeah, it is just all over the place.
And then
It's a
Dan O'Bannon,
Canon
I
film.
think,
What do
wrote
you
it, didn't he?
He may have, but yeah, it was part of his Canon picture deal, I think.
Yeah. Written by Dan O'Bannon and Don Jacoby.
Dan O'Bannon's a horny guy.
Oh yeah. I've got the 50s version of The War of the Worlds.
Yo, great film.
Criterion release. Yes, and I do love the Spielberg version as well. I have it on DVD at my parents' house. It's in the basement somewhere down there. But it is still there because it's a DVD, and I do not want it anywhere near me. But I do love that, and I need to pick that one up on 4K for sure. And finally, last but certainly not least, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
One of the best sci-fi horror movies of all time. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the more terrifying concepts of extraterrestrial life. Like it robs you of you, and it's damn near indestructible. Have you heard of any like the sequels and stuff for that film? Because there were scripts and stuff that were floating around, and like a television series that was planned.
No. I mean, I've seen the prequel / remake. But
the thing before the thing.
The thing before the thing, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that. I'd like to revisit that, to be honest.
It's fine. I guess it's not great, but
yeah.
I don't think it's a terrible movie. It's just we didn't really need it. And the presentation of it just suffers from the nature of the effects work and stuff. It's too glossy, and also I mean, you're kind of meant to not really know what the nature of the thing is, like what its behavior is supposed to mean. But some of the stuff that it does is a little too loud and aggressive to like really wrap your head around. Where it's like you could reason in many different directions. Where it's like the thing's core objective is to remain hidden and self-preservation and propagation, kind of. And you could also make a case for it being a predator, where it has to like consume people in order to, replicate itself in their form or whatever. But in that one, it's like running around like impaling people, and like there's that hilarious bit where the one dude gets impaled like on accident, or like
Oh, really?
the thing, it's like trundling down the hallway, and he's like, "I just got here. What's going on? Holy shit!" And that like punches him through the gut.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
just rounds a corner. He's just collateral damage. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. But yeah, the TV series was apparently supposed to be, I think, a Frank Darabont, and it would have been too big. I don't think they would have had the money to do some of the things that they had in mind, but it would have been neat. I looked over it. It looked interesting. There were some cool ideas there.
Yeah. I could see there'd be some potential there. Would it be just like a one-off sort of thing? I don't know how you could do a continuing,
I
you
I,
know.
I don't think it was a TV series. I think it was like a two-parter. Like
Okay.
it would have been the 90s, I think. So that would have been the movie of the week or whatever.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's neat. And then there's have you played the video game, Brad?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you could, because it's been remastered. Like it used to be like a PC and a PS2 game, I think, exclusively.
Hmm.
But within the past 5 years, I think they put out a remastered version of it, and I think you could just get it on Steam or whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
even on Xbox, honestly, and it's pretty good. And it's funny because it's supposed to be a canonical sequel to the movie.
Yeah. With The Thing and Invasion of the Body Snatchers to a certain degree, it's interesting takes on alien life. You know what I mean? Not like the typical, humanoid little green men sort of thing coming down. And yeah, I think by just by doing this episode, I've cemented that I love movies with aliens. I'm sorry. I think they rock. And I mean, there's definitely some bad ones, but I'm always intrigued. And I am a big X-Files fan as well. So the truth is out there. I don't know if you are an X-Files head, but certainly might be a contributing factor for me.
Can't claim to be an X-Files head, but everything I've seen I've really loved. And actually that's like a show that my fiance and I kick around the idea of doing a full like sit on at some point, because
That would be fun. I've
Everything-
considered going back and doing it again.
everything I've seen I really, really liked. I just haven't seen that much of it. But
Mhm.
I think it would be very rewarding. I don't think I'd be wasting my time. I think it'd be great. Okay, so I guess we're wrapped up. But I'd just like to throw out there real quick that Slither actually is a movie that I don't have. I've only seen it exactly once in the theater. But on a conceptual level, like the nature of that particular alien creature is really interesting and terrifying to me.
See, that's when I didn't even I kind of forgot that it was Alien. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just think of the worms and the zombie sort of thing. But yeah, you're right. It does stem from it. Yeah.
Yeah, and when there's that like very brief sequence where you get to see the nature of the thing and what its intentions are and what its ultimate goals are. Yeah, there you go.
Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Yeah, very good movie.
I love Slither.
Yeah, I've only seen it the one time, but it sticks with me. But yeah, when you actually get to see what the end goal for the thing is, kind of fucking terrifying, actually, in a movie that's often hilarious. Like that's part of what's so good about that movie, is that it kind of strikes a fascinating balance where it's like it's laugh out loud hilarious at times, but if you think on it for just a second, like some of the stuff that's going on is really, really fucking disgusting and terrifying. And yeah, that always stuck with me, like the ultimate goal of the monster, the alien presence in that thing. James Gunn has a thing about hive minds. Yeah, I've noticed. He really does seem to have a fixation on them, them consuming us, kind of like taking away people's individuality. Like it's a recurring theme in a lot of his filmography, I've noticed. Anyway,
need to rewatch Slither. I can't even remember if there's any good gun needle drops in that thing. It's been too long.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one, honestly, but I'm sure they're there. I mean, that's another hallmark of his filmography. But yeah, this was our talk about aliens. I didn't even come up with a clever title for this month's episode. I just called it Aliens.
That works. That works.
I mean, yeah, I was like, who needs to know more than that? We don't need alliteration if it's just aliens. So thanks for joining me today, Brad. And before I set you up for your plugs and all that, I'll just say that my buddy Sean Parker, who was in here for the first half of the episode, he is a filmmaker based in Portland, a very, very talented man. I've known him since college. He's going to be at my wedding. That's going to be cool. He has a ongoing project called Fogtown. That's like it's a rod puppet show, but produced with in conjunction with volume technology. So CGI animated backdrops that move in sync with camera movements. Same technology they use for The Mandalorian is how it's often explained to people. Anyway, it's a really technically brilliant and often hilarious show that he's been working on. The pilot is available on YouTube. I'll throw up a link in the the VOD description. But yeah, it's called Fogtown. It's like a detective caper story that is very hilarious. I watched the pilot with my fiance, and also it has a point and click adventure game associated with it that it is available to wishlist on Steam. And in fact, Sean showed me a demo of it. He did like an exhibition of it at the Portland Retro Game Expo, where I got my Guyver 2 tape signed. So I got to see some of the gameplay, and it is very much like a point and click adventure game. Like he's passionate about that particular genre of game, and it's very much in the same vein. So definitely check out Fogtown. And also he has a YouTube channel called Hapstance Films, where he kind of like posts just some of his personal like stuff, mostly just skits, honestly. But it's like his personality shines through, and the production quality is always of a high standard. So definitely check out Hapstance Films and Fogtown. But yeah, Brad, my buddy Brad here, he has a podcast called the Cinema Speak Podcast. Brad, where can they find the Cinema Speak Podcast?
Oh, we are on Twitter at the Cinema Speak. Instagram is Cinema Speak Podcast. On YouTube as Cinema Speak, and you can find us on any podcast platform like iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. Just search Cinema Speak, and find us on the web at cinemaspeak.libsyn.com.
Very cool. And also, Brad has started doing the occasional YouTube video. You've been taking like the format of Brad's episodes consists of segments. You see. We don't often do that here at Catching Up on Cinema, but Brad has segments on his show, and typically the first half, or at least the first major chunk of the thing, is dedicated to like the main review. And you've kind of been doing a little bit of fun editing and just putting up exclusively the main review portion of some of your episodes lately. Have you been having fun with that?
Yeah, it's been fun editing them together, and it's kind of the main review. I'll release it on YouTube for all the normies, and then the true fans can get the full experience in the full episode, get all the other segments. So it's a little bit of a, you get it's two experiences in one. It's a completely different experience.
I think it's actually a really good format. Like I think it makes a lot of sense because like if, for instance, somebody wants to listen to your podcast but really is only interested in Wonder Woman 1984 or something, like it gives them the means to access that and also get some like extra Easter eggs while they're at it. So it's like it incentivizes you to check it out even if you've already seen it. So I think that's really neat. What's next in the pipe for Cinema Speak? Like what's coming up?
Well, I for regular show, we do have me and Santino did review Supergirl yesterday. So that'll be coming sometime later this week. And last week we did finally do our 3+ hour ranking of Rob Reiner's entire filmography. So that was huge. You're gonna be shocked to find out where we placed This Is Spinal Tap. Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think most people would.
Yeah. But that's I mean, we're the experts on the subject. I'm sorry. If you can point to anybody else who's seen all 22 of Rob Reiner's films, they can talk to me. But until then, you got no legs to stand on.
Yeah, you got your black belt in Rob Reiner.
Yes. And you were on the show a couple weeks ago for The Furious, so that review is out there as well.
Yeah. Actually, I might poke you about stealing the audio file if you still have it. Like maybe I'll throw it up on my feed too.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. As for myself and catching up on cinema, I've been having Levi, your captain speaking. I've been having him on the podcast regularly for the past few months. It's been great. And we've kind of been having fun doing like theme months. So like kind of like we're doing today, like with our Tales from the Shelf episodes, like having a unifying theme to guide us through the month is just kind of a fun little project of sorts. This month we've been doing Marvel's Budget Bullpen, where we've been talking about the pre-MCU movies of varying degrees of quality. I've been a little slow on the editing of those, but we should have a full 4 episodes for the month of June. So look forward to that. We've covered the David Hasselhoff headlined Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just posted today The Punisher, starring Dolph Lundgren from 1989. And we recorded an episode on Dr. Mordred, Brad. Has Santino ever mentioned Dr. Mordred to you?
You're dipping even below this guy. That's like I don't think I've ever heard of this.
So Santino is also a man of projects. One Piece 1 year. That's where that comes from, is Santino. He watched somehow, I don't know how. He must have been single the whole time, but he watched all of One Piece in one calendar year, which is unbelievable to me. And then he was going to watch every video game movie ever made in the U.S.
Theatrically released
in the West, because if you included Japan in that, you would have a serious problem on your hands, maybe on par with One Piece. But if memory serves, was he also doing like every comic book movie ever?
He did. I don't know if it was a full yearly theme, but he did do something where I thought he went through and watched all of the pre-MCU Marvel movies, but I don't even know if he dipped into, like, I don't think he did the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie, from what I remember.
I don't know. I don't know if that got a theatrical release.
I don't know if that was his rule for that though. That's just a video game rule.
Okay. Well, anyway, Dr. Mordred, if you're not aware, and it sounds like most people aren't, is a Full Moon Features film. So Charles Band. And the story goes, they acquired the rights to Doctor Strange, the Marvel character. But during, like, when they were still in pre-production on the thing, the rights lapsed and they didn't bother to reacquire them, to like renew them. But they still felt that they did a lot of good with the pre-production. So they proceeded with making the film, but had to make alterations to the content of it to make it a legally distinct Doctor Strange, hence Dr. Mordred. So it's like, it's Doctor Strange if you squint at it, but it's technically legally distinct from Doctor Strange. So it's the Doctor Strange movie that wasn't.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But, you know, it's a Full Moon Features film. It stars Jeffrey Combs, who I always appreciate. And I was telling you, Brad, that I saw him on an episode of Ultraman the other day. I was like, what? Jeffrey Combs did an episode of Ultraman? And to answer your question, because I don't think I did in the text, no, he doesn't play a weirdo in it. Like he plays kind of a normal person. And I was like, I mean, That's a tool I didn't know he had as a
Yeah,
kid.
good for him, I guess.
Jeffrey Combs can do anything. He's just a great actor. And I'm always happy to see him. But yeah, Dr. Mordred's next up. And then we'll probably end up doing The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, which I think was a TV movie, but it's an offshoot of the Bill Bixby headlined Incredible Hulk TV series from the 70s. I expect it to be complete garbage. But yeah, look forward to that. I guess it'll be in July, but it was intended to be dropping in June. Anyway, catching up on cinema, you can find it anywhere podcasts are found, and obviously YouTube and Twitch. Brad and I do live streams, usually at the end of every month in the form of Tales from the Shelf, where he and I talk about our respective movie collections. Oh, hey, what? It's Honest Piranha Labs. Haven't heard from you in quite a while. Thank you for dropping by. Just in time for Jeffrey Combs chat. Nice. Also just in time for us to sign off. So hopefully you can check out the VOD, because we had a lot of fun with this one, and I had my buddy Sean Parker on, and he's a pretty swell guy. So that being said, thanks for joining me today, Brad. I'm glad we got in before the end of the month. We keep the streak alive.
Absolutely. Got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, oh shit. August. Oh, I'm getting married at the end of August, Brad.
We'll have to do it early that month. If
or
possible.
on the day of or something.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure that out. I just shit. But yeah. Thanks for joining.